We
All right.
started.
Welcome back.
Yo, what's up? What's good? How you been?
That's
Who are you talking to?
that's
No one.
that was
I'm
very
just trying
forward
to,
of you.
distract SaintJorge.
No one can distract
You
me.
want
I'm
to do
focused.
introduction here?
I'm locked in.
He's a man of drive and sheer. What is the quote from John Wick?
Man, it's been a
I
minute.
think
I don't even know. It's
emotional world.
been a minute. I don't even know.
Yeah. Audience member, you know John Wick. Insert that quote here. That thing that they say about John Wick.
Yeah. But guys,
Yeah, Baba
welcome
Yaga.
back to the
Great
Cannonbull
football
Podcast.
guy.
I'm your host SaintJorge, and with me today I have the master distractor himself, Colonel Senpai, and I have the master I guess algorithm breaking 1 and 0 himself, Mono. So round of applause for them guys. Round of applause for you guys for joining us today. Is that your hands?
Excuse me?
Is that your hands, bro? Nah, it was the way it was too slow. Nah, I'm just checking. No, did he? No, did he? Yeah.
What you mean? But never mind.
The atmosphere is
Yeah.
getting very dangerous here.
Yeah. Don't worry. We're good, Daddy. We're
Daddy,
good.
chill.
Pause.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Welcome, guys, to our Rotten Tomatoes top 100 or top 50 sequels of all time reaction, breakdown, and thought video. Right? We're gonna give you guys our thoughts, our opinions on these sequels. And you guys can do the same down below. Remember, it's our podcast and it's your podcast. Okay?
These.
You don't believe that? You don't agree with me, Colonel Senpai? You don't think the people have the right to have an opinion?
You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to say it. I don't think they do.
Wow. That's a lot of hate you're carrying over there, Mono.
If you got a problem with that, audience member, tell us down below. What is your opinion? Do you even have a right to have one? Tell me.
I mean, speak the truth. I mean, have you seen the opinions people have? Sometimes you just wonder.
You know what? You two need to do better.
Fair.
Sometimes I wonder
you
if
know
I'm
what?
if I'm even doing anything, if I've had an influence, if I'm making a change.
Nah, soon you'll see that you have had an effect.
Damn. That's inspirational.
Yeah.
You know what? I just think we have to get that something out of the way that's, clearly in our way. But anyway, we should probably, go, oh, wow.
I mean, sometimes you think you're making a difference, but you don't know.
Yep. It do be that
Don't
way.
know.
Yeah. And somehow, feelings return.
Yeah, speaking of returns, Hunger Games, Catching Fire, 2013. I'm
So
sure
that-
y'all have watched it.
Is number 50 on the list. I have never watched this movie. I've never watched the Hunger Games movie in my life. You can attack me. You can tear me down. Come for me in the comment section. I will get there when I get there.
Okay,
You know
so
what? Nah, I'm not even gonna talk about this no more. Saint Jorge just bummed me out. And you know what? We grab the pitchforks and torches. We storming Saint Jorge's house. Get him, guys.
Good luck getting past the security.
Dang, man's got security.
That's
Never mind,
crazy.
guys. Call it off. We're not equipped for that.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought. So, the critics' consensus for Hunger Games Catching Fire says that it's smart, smoothly directed, and enriched with a deeper exploration of the franchise's thought-provoking themes. Catching Fire proves a thoroughly compelling second installment in the Hunger Games series.
I'm gonna just hit you with something. I've watched every single Hunger Games film except for the most recent one, and those are not words I would use to describe the Hunger Games. I'm just gonna say it like that. Smart? Nah, I don't think so, man. I think that's a very strange way to pronounce weird, but hey, you do you.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What opinions do you have, Colonel? You seem to have a love for the Hunger Games franchise.
You know what? The Hunger Games franchise. It's a beautiful franchise. When you could, volunteer as tribute for your sister that's about to, get chosen as, I forget the word,
Wow,
but
bro's already going into spoilers. Come on, how could you do that?
Yeah, man.
hey, at least I didn't tell them about, the love triangle that's happening between what the Hemsworth brother, Katniss Everdeen, and what was his name? Pickles. I don't know
Pete is in the
yeah,
Hunger
at least I didn't tell
Games? What's Lois gonna say?
What's
wait,
Deadpool
who?
going to say?
Fair, fair. You
That's
know
fair.
what?
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But anyway, the Hunger Games catching fire.
Can
I
catch
will
these
have to
hands.
say,
I wish that the tape they recorded this on caught fire.
Wow.
but to be honest, I don't remember what happened in that movie. I recently watched it, like, okay, maybe not recently, but I watched it last year. And I, for the life of me, can't remember what happened, except for the fact that there was water somewhere, weather was changing, and, people were running around. That's all I remember.
That's more than I can say. So you know what? I that's fair. I can't
You know
remember
what?
anything.
We're gonna it I guess it deserves this number 50 spot, but it being, do you guys think it should be above Harry Potter, the Prison of as Azkaban?
Hey,
Hmm.
yo, hold on. Don't disrespect my boy Harry like that. Wait, above? Wait, when we say above, are we talking like
Prisoner of Azkaban is 51. Catching Fire is 50.
no? Oh, never, nah. This is disrespectful, yo. No,
I probably shouldn't
no.
be asked because Prisoner of Azkaban is the only Harry Potter movie me and my brothers, when we were younger, had on CD. So we played that CD until it was a mess. So this is the Harry Potter I've probably watched back to front. So obviously I shouldn't probably comment here.
Biased.
I mean, I haven't watched Prison of Azkaban as much as Mono has apparently, but I can off rip say that is the more memorable movie because I still remember that movie till this day. So the fact that Catching Fire is a little above that, just like I don't know how that sits with me. That just feels. Uh,
That concludes it, ladies and gentlefolk. The woke agenda has won again. You hate to see it.
dang.
That,
You know,
by the way, that's a joke. I know that that's a very touchy topic for people. So someone
yeah,
might think I'm
guys,
being serious.
put the gun down. Put the gun down. Don't shoot, okay? Don't shoot. We are just joking, okay? We have just arrived. Calm down.
We? What do you mean by that? I didn't know
Yes.
you speak French. That's an interesting language you got there, my guy.
Facts.
Come on, man. Just go with the flow. Anyway, now on to some more desired schedule programming. At the number 49 spot, we have a sequel, which is one of my favorite sequels ever. We have Captain America: The Winter Soldier with a 90% at, yes, number 49. Yeah, guys, I love this movie so much. I love it like a lot. I love Captain America movies, except for the first one, you know.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yo,
but let's see what
what,
the
what
critics
don't you like about
consensus
that?
is.
I mean, bro had a gun and everything. What don't you like about that? I mean,
Yeah, he did have a gun in the first
won't you do
movie.
this all day? You said the line.
Nah,
That's where it started.
I don't got America's ass. I don't think I can.
Fair, fair.
So Captain America: The Winter Soldier is suspenseful and politically astute. It is a superior entry in the Avengers canon and is sure to thrill Marvel diehards. Okay, short and sweet.
That doesn't say anything. That's
Yeah,
nothing.
it's just like, hey, this is a fun movie, guys. If you like Marvel, you'll like this.
This movie has politics in it. In
Yeah, there's
moving on,
politics. Yeah.
my job here
Um,
is done. Yeah, no, I definitely enjoy the film on a lot of levels, but I also dislike quite a few things that the film tries to do and tries to comment on. Very hot take, I know. I'm trying to make it sound as nicely packaged as possible, as opposed to I think a lot of parts of this movie suck. But I really love the character work in the movie, right? I love Sam. I love Natasha. I kind of like Bucky in this film. I'm not the biggest Bucky fan, but yeah.
Wait, let me get this straight. You said you love Sam. You love Sam
Yeah.
Wilson. Sam Wilson. The same guy who left his family to go fight. Nah. You know what? No. I can't be
Okay,
seen with you no more.
hold on. Allow me to retract my statement. I wasn't thinking when I spoke. And guys, I'm gonna have to make an apology video. Eesh. Man,
You're going to have to
look,
apologize.
look. I just think the character got way more interesting after he picked up the shield, guys. Once he picked up the shield, he became like a really good character. Before
So
that, I don't know
important.
what they were doing, bro.
So
Like,
important, bro.
yeah.
It's like it's not that cool that this guy can like fly and like, it's just a human being flying and flying so well and still doing some
Yeah.
cool shit. It just doesn't
Nah,
matter.
that's whack. He needs a shield. That's
He
what
needs a
makes him
shield.
important.
And he needs to like, just tell people to do better.
Oh yeah. No, I think that's the je ne sais quoi. That's the missing ingredient.
Exactly. Don't matter until you wear the stars and stripes.
Yeah, and I just hope he doesn't, decide to leave his family again every time, some kind of purple dude just shows up trying to, in the world again. He should really return to his roots and, making sure the family is taken care of, because that's the important thing, right? I mean, so what? The world's in danger, the family, that comes first. That honestly comes first. Wait,
Yeah, like
that's
think about it, bro. That boat was sitting there. Like his parents' boat wasn't being fixed. His sister had to do it alone. Like you can't just whack. Anyways, all in all, I think that The Winter Soldier is a very good movie, but sometimes overrated.
Yeah, I will admit that it is overrated sometimes. The action is pretty cool. I do like Falcon. I always have the opinion that Falcon stole the show. Sam Wilson, loved seeing him on screen. Black Widow also had some really cool character moments. Bucky, Winter Soldier. This is the badass he's ever been in the franchise and ever will be. Honestly, if I do say so myself. And it's just a really solid. Yeah, it's a pretty solid Marvel movie, man. You can be a non-Marvel fan and watch this and like it. You can be a Marvel fan and watch this and like it. Yeah. And plus, I'm a big action movie fan, and I like superheroes. So this was the perfect blend. I dig it. I really dig it. I dig it like a graveyard keeper. So yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. So number 48, we have 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Did Cardinal give his thoughts on the movie?
No, and he will not.
Fair. Moving on.
Wow. Well, we're gonna circle back to 10 Cloverfield Lane. What do you guys think of this movie?
I can't remember it.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I
I
have.
enjoyed it a bit when I watched it for the first time. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Mary Elizabeth Winstead who was the main character, and I think
Yeah.
Russell Crowe was also there. Keeping them inside a bunker, and making sure they don't go out. If I'm not mistaken, he said he was poisoned. Well, to be honest, as a sequel, I kind of felt it was a bit underwhelming, if that makes sense. Mainly because when it came to the what's the word, the Cloverfield movie, I actually
Yeah.
want to see more of the monster and not them like
Right.
hiding away from the monster. And like at the end, they're like, you know what? Let's go to the battlefield. Let's go fight that monster. I'm like, yo, I wanted to see that monster. Well, I mean, it wasn't. How do I say this? It was an okay. It was an okay movie. If it was like on its own, it would have been a fine movie. Probably even a great movie. But the fact that it was a sequel to Cloverfield, that is what kind of like makes me like, this ain't a good sequel. I'm sorry. It's a good movie though. I'll give it that. It is I thoroughly enjoyed it when I watched it for the first time. Not sure about the second.
Jonah, quickly, jump off the points you've made before I just give it over to Mono. I did find the movie interesting on my first watch, and yeah, I really get what you're saying. Where it's like, I think maybe the fact that it was a different director and maybe a different team, they wanted to probably explore a different aspect of the Cloverfield universe. I guess it's almost like if A Quiet Place Part Two wasn't A Quiet Place Part Two, but A Quiet Place Day One, the new one. It's like if they took A Quiet Place Day One and they made that the second A Quiet Place movie in the franchise. It's like, oh, we immediately want to go explore a different perspective instead of following through with what we started in the first movie, you know? Um, because it really felt off to just go from Cloverfield to 10 Cloverfield Lane. It was like, what is going on here? But I did find it interesting in my first watch. I did have a second watch unwillingly. It was on the movie channel here on the TV a month ago, and I did just sit down and rewatch it, and I was like, it's all right. I don't really mess with it that much, interesting plot. Yeah, as a sequel goes, I don't know about it. Yeah.
I just honestly find it funny that you say, you watched it unwillingly, as if you were strapped to a chair. You were
You
held
might as well have.
like, no, don't make me watch this. I can't, not again. And as
I'd
you're
rather
closing your
watch
eyes, you
10.
just keeping your eyes open, like and then you're just having to watch this thing. And I'm just
And I
not
got
picturing
brainwashed.
tears down your face as you're watching this, like, oh, no, what
And
have
then I
you
start telling people the air is poisoned. Don't go outside.
No, I
Exactly
don't
that.
actually have any thoughts on the film. Like I said, I don't even remember it, but I know I've definitely watched this film. I just don't remember a damn thing about it. So I don't think any
Wow.
thoughts I will give is going to be important at all. Same thing with our next entry, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I don't remember this movie at all. I
didn't
know I
watch
watched
this
it.
movie.
Same.
I've definitely watched this movie.
I just can't
Man,
remember if this is the one where Caesar
I need
like
to
kills Koba, or if this is the one where Caesar's like facing these other humans. I just can't remember. The movie just meshed too much together that I'm like, yeah, what's
I
happening?
think
what
that
was the
is my
first one?
problem.
The Rise.
Is it Rise?
I don't know.
I think it could be.
Because it could be Rise of the Planet of the Apes, then Dawn, then War.
I think I'm
And then,
oh no, I definitely remember Rise. Rise, I remember like it's easy for it to come to my head. But when it comes to Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and I think you said it was War of the Planet of the Apes, those movies
yeah.
mesh too much together for me. Like I can't, like, maybe because I haven't watched it in a long time, and the Rise just like comes to me instantly.
And then, yeah, there's the new one is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I think I need to probably rewatch all of them before I watch Kingdom because
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, yeah,
realizing
that's
now
true.
that I am ill-equipped.
Wait, wasn't
And
there?
then next one
I
we're gonna
remember being
look.
very impressed with the CGI of these films. I
Yeah.
think they were really good. I don't know if they hold up, but when I first saw them, I was like, "Damn, bro, this is crazy. Look at that monkey. I feel sorry for him."
Come on, man. Alright. So that is that. Any other thoughts?
I
No.
don't have any good thoughts.
Well,
Monk together strong.
yes.
That's my
yes.
thoughts.
Return to Monk. So, number 46, X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Ooh, now this is a film that I can talk about. Hold on a second.
Say,
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Yeah,
I'm gonna make a name.
I just find it so funny. I don't know why.
Oh
It's
man.
so close.
My name is Remy Labo. But you can call me the Gambit. Sorry.
I think he says
Go ahead.
they call me the Gambit, but they call me the Gambit. Because I think Deadpool immediately responds with, "Do they?"
Or do you really just really want them to?
Yeah.
Channing Tatum.
I don't think he should be Gambit, but I find a lot of the Gambit stuff funny. But yeah, no, this movie. I first want to ask you guys before we really get into it. What is your perspective on the Chameleon Sentinel boys?
Wow, them niggas are scary. They scared me. I will just put that out there. When I first watched it, they scared me. It was very cool how they were able to just like become like the mutation that they were facing instead of the normal Sentinel that just destroy mutant and shoots lasers. So yeah, well, it was just fascinating to me. How they worked and how different they were. It was definitely terrifying. Yeah, they felt like these guys are gonna wipe out the species.
How about you, Colonel?
I don't know that well. I can't really say they were scary. I just know that I hated it when I saw them kill off my guys. What's Cyclops? What's his name? Iceman. I was like, no,
Iceman.
not Iceman. No, that's my homie. I was just so sad when I saw them kill off Iceman.
R.I.P. Bobby Drake.
Makes sense. Makes sense. No, because I kind of get mixed feelings when I look at them, and that's sort of the thing I wanted to bring up here, right? Because I really think that, like what SaintJorge was saying, yeah, they were scary for me as well, right? Like not like scary as in, oh, I was so scared, but it's more like I could sense that feeling of dread that the mutants had while facing them, right? Like these things, they don't really even have faces, right? They don't emote nothing. Like they really
Just
gave off this
eyes.
impression of, I'm here to kill you, bro. There's nothing personal. I'm just here to kill you. And
They
I
seemed
really
like.
like that.
Sorry, I just wanted to say like they seemed like predators, man. Like they were after, they were hunting. They just had that kind of aura on them, and I was like, yeah, man, these guys are they Sentinels? Are you sure?
Yeah. No, the thing I just had a problem with though is that I feel like this was the beginning of this whole trying to make Mystique like the center of the universe. And
The
that
Mystique
really
cinematic
bothered me
universe.
because they were like, oh, it's her DNA that allowed us to make this. And it's like, wait, hold on. If she can do that, then shouldn't she like win every fight she's in? If she can just change her cells to adapt to whatever situation she's in?
Yeah, I didn't like that either. The fact that they used her DNA to make Sentinels, also because even as a teenager at that time, I didn't, until now, I don't understand how they used her DNA to make the Sentinels. Are they techno-organic? Like, how do they work? I never really understood it. So I never really vibe with the whole thing of, well, Mystique is the key. I thought they just put their smarts together and they use nanotech and some other technology, and hey, look, they can do what you do. I mean, look, man, DC Comics has a Mazo. He does all that stuff. They don't use anyone's DNA.
Yeah, that part of me got a little pissed off when I found that out. I was like, wait, so you're telling me they're allowing Mystique to, have these, adapting powers, but they're gonna kill off my guy, what's his name? Darwin? Like, yo, what? What? Like, yo,
Nah,
Nah,
how?
man,
he didn't
How?
adapt good enough. That's the thing. He didn't. And I
bro
mean, if he was
died.
alive, they could have just made that make more sense, right? Like if it was him who was based off or he was the template that the new Sentinels are based off, that would make way more sense than Mystique.
Mhm.
Yeah, Darwin
That's
died and
literally his
woke
ability.
up as Mr. Terrific in the DC
Damn.
universe.
Damn. But yeah, no, all in all, I do really like this film. It's like most Fox X-Men movies, I think that the story is just a bit too hard to follow, but I do like
Yeah,
it. I do like it.
yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah,
we also got the Quicksilver time in a bottle, right? Is that the name of the scene?
oh
Oh,
man,
that's
yeah,
oh man, I
bro.
love
So,
that scene.
so that,
Yeah,
that scene alone kind of elevates this movie to like good.
Yeah. It's a good watch. It's a good watch. I wouldn't mind watching it again and again and again. It's a good watch. It's better than X-Men Apocalypse. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but his super speed scene there is pretty good too. It's just whack that like that's the only thing I can really compliment the movie for. I mean, Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse isn't bad.
Yeah. He kind of nails most comic book movie roles he's put into, hey? Or comic book roles.
Yeah. You know how they say you either die a hero or you live long enough to become a villain? I think it's the opposite with you. You either die a villain or you live long enough to become a hero.
Yeah, yeah, no cap. And all the heroes he kind of portrays are like kind of edgy, at least as far as I know.
Man, they should have brought him back for Deadpool and Wolverine. That would have been funny.
Oh, yeah. Do you think maybe they tried, but he was like, "Hey guys, I'm busy." for
I'm busy
like
with
doing voice
Dune.
lines. Yeah, doing Dune and making voice lines for Miguel.
Maybe. I don't know. Scheduling conflict is a thing. It could also just be that maybe he didn't want to do the hassle of going through all that makeup again just for a
Yeah.
cameo.
I mean, he probably would have said it was an anomaly, but hey,
Or
sometimes you just have to
mistake.
blow up the world. And wait, what am I even saying? Never mind. I take that back.
I was about to say, isn't it? He's okay. Sure.
But
But yeah, moving
yeah.
on.
Number
All in
45,
all, I
Star
don't want to even
Wars,
speak. I don't even want
The
to speak.
Last Jedi.
I don't even want to speak.
So let's read the critics' consensus. Star Wars The Last Jedi honors the saga's rich legacy while adding some surprising twists and delivering all the emotion, rich action fans could hope for.
Take note how they
Facts.
don't
That
mention
is
how
correct.
Star Wars fans could hope for it. Take note of that.
You know
Yeah.
what?
We're not talking
I
about the
never,
Star Wars fans. We're talking about the emotion-rich action fans.
You know
I
what?
never
Sometimes Star Wars
watched the
fans just
sequel trilogy.
sometimes you shouldn't
So,
be giving things to Star Wars fans because if they do, they will hop on it like and just not let go. Like I mean, I'm sorry, but sometimes if you make how do wait damn what's the thing I was gonna look for? Shills. Star Wars
yeah,
shills.
I've never heard of
yeah.
that a day in my life. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no such thing. We are all a big happy
Okay,
community. All of us fans of the thing. But what do you mean, sure? What you talking about?
you know what? But I get it. My bad. My bad. I apologize. I shouldn't have called them shows. I should not have. It's just they are unable to appreciate the brilliance that is Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Wait, this is The Last Jedi, right?
This
This
is the
is
Yes,
Last Jedi. Yes.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I
the
mean,
last one.
yeah. I mean, you saw we got what's his name? Luke. We got Luke. He threw his lightsaber off that cliff, and like later on was like saying a Jedi's weapon should be handled with care. Come on, that's character development right there. He was so jaded at the
Yeah.
beginning, and then next thing you know, I respect the way of the Jedi. This guy, he's beautiful. He's just beautiful. I mean, he even told you about the time he tried to kill his oh his wait his nephew.
No.
My bad.
Nephew.
He tried to tell us about the time he nearly killed his nephew, and that just broke my heart because I mean, here's the guy who had so much hope to try to redeem Darth Vader, come to the realization that nah, I'm sorry, Ben
Hello
Kenobi,
there.
whatever your other name is, you got to go. You are not.
It's
You're
not
nothing
Ben
about
Kenobi.
Go.
It's Ben Solo, you douchebag.
Oh man. Oh bro.
Anyway,
I just want to quickly interrupt you. I want you to listen to this plot synopsis real quick, bro. Luke Skywalker's peaceful and solitary existence gets upended when he encounters Rey, a young woman who shows strong signs of the Force. Her desire to learn the ways of the Jedi forces Luke to make a decision that changes their lives forever. Meanwhile, Kylo Ren and General Hux lead the First Order in an all-out assault against Leia and the Resistance for supremacy over the galaxy. That's not what happened in the movie, you liar.
It's funny how Luke's existence being peaceful was upended by a woman. You see, ladies, bruh. Focus on yourself,
That's the
King.
thing. That's not what even happened in the movie. He's not sitting there being peaceful. He wants to, he hates life. He's not living peacefully.
Why? Didn't he save the universe?
Nah, he hates life. Everything sucks and everything is hopeless and everyone should actually die because what's the point of being alive?
Man, you're in a franchise where one of the movies you're in was called A New Hope. What's wrong with you?
Nah, bro, he lost
I
all
just
hope.
think maybe he needs to go to the Lego Movie universe. Maybe they will find out that everything is actually awesome. Everything
Nah, he
is
gets
awesome.
disrespected in the Lego stuff as well. But the actual synopsis of the movie is the First Order is kind of just like sitting next to the Resistance. They kind of just floating in space. They're not really doing much. They're just kind of sitting there. And Luke Skywalker wants to die, and Rey's like, but please don't, because like literally all the people you know in your family are fighting for their lives right now, and they're going to die. And he's like, nah, I'm living peacefully. Leave me alone. I don't care about them.
Wild. That
But
is
nah,
so
this
wild.
is
bro.
a great sequel, guys. Trust me. This sequel, brilliant.
Chef's kiss.
This is after this one is set after the Force Awakens, right?
Yeah, this is the sequel to Force Awakens, which is also trash, by the way. Let's not get it twisted.
And what's the sequel to The Last Jedi?
Rise of Rey
Skywalker.
Walker.
Rise of Skywalker. Okay. And then next is gonna be Dawn of the Jedi.
Hey, do we want to call that one a mistake before it even comes out? Nah, let's not jump the gun. Let's wait.
But yeah, I don't have any thoughts on Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm trying to stop you from watching any Star Wars content. I want that to be all recorded. And I want you to
Yeah.
get to the sequel. Keep in mind, this is number 45 on best sequels of all time, apparently. Keep that in
I
mind.
think you did say you wanted like to you wanted to tell me which ones to start with first, and then
Yeah, we're gonna go original trilogy. We're then going to go prequel trilogy, and then we're gonna go to sequel trilogies. We're gonna go almost in chronological order of their release.
I bet. I can't wait.
I must cut
down
that
for
out of the
December.
video. If I'm editing, I must cut that out. If you're editing, you must cut that out. The audience mustn't know our plans.
They can't know what we're planning. Yes. But okay. I'm gonna skip number 44 because I don't know what this is, bro.
Thank you. The audience number 44 on the list is called Saraband or Saraband. I don't know how you want to pronounce that.
Saraband. Let's call it that from
Saraband.
now on.
Hey, so I don't know anything about that. No one here on the panel knows anything about it. We're just going to skip it. If you guys think it deserves to be here, please tell us down below. We don't really care, though, unfortunately.
Here come the artsy film lovers.
Dang.
They're going to be like, oh, typical YouTubers. They always cover mainstream stuff. They're never going to cover... Hey, look, man, you're right. Anyways.
Speaking of mainstream, we're about to talk about one of the best animated sequels of all time. I'm talking about it's so hype, it's just so much spectacle, it's so much coolness. Man, you can never get tired of watching this movie, man. It is dear to my heart and should be dear to yours too. How to Train Your Dragon 2. This movie, man, it's so cool. So damn cool. What's your thoughts on this movie, guys?
First of all, Saint, do you wanna get a room for yourself, or because I have a feeling you don't
I need
agree
a
with
room.
this. I don't.
I need a room for me in this movie, and popcorn, and snacks, and I'm gonna watch it like over and over again.
Yeah, buddy, that's exactly what I meant. Exactly, yes. I have a feeling you disagree with the positioning of this, just because of how you were talking about it right now. Something tells me you think, nah, this movie should be like a lot lower. I mean, like top 10 maybe.
That's what I'm saying. This list is very weird, right? Like it feels weird to talk about it because you would say you wanted lower on the list, but what you mean is literally it shouldn't be 40, it should be 20. It needs to be
Yeah,
lower. But
yeah.
when you say it needs to be lower, it could mean
You
something else.
automatically think like you mean 50 or 60.
Yeah. So that's like looking at the list is so weird.
Yeah, you only say lower because you're scrolling down.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a goofy thing. But let me get something off my chest. I do not like some parts of this movie. I'm going to be exactly clear what I don't like. I don't like that
Okay.
from my memory, right? I watched this when I was 15. Okay, so keep that in mind.
Wait, he's older than 15?
I was like-
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I'm older than 15. Yeah, bro. Dang, crazy. Anyways, when I watched this movie, I kind of got the impression that I don't like the fact that Hiccup's journey with his mom feels like it almost parallels the journey with his dad. Even if it's deliberate, I don't really like that. And what I'm talking about is like, oh, here is parent figure, here's me disagreeing with parent figure, here's me agreeing with parent figure, everything's fine at the end of the day. It felt like, I don't really know if I like that. But I really do like the fact that Hiccup getting older, he got more competent, right? Because sometimes stories like this don't do that. My Hero Academia, where the character starts out as this loser guy and proves himself, and then starts getting better and more competent at the things that he does. So I do really like a lot of parts of this movie. Obviously, Toothless is just like a total vibe.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just a really like one of the sequels that always comes to my mind when somebody says think of the best sequels ever. This one does definitely come to mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, it would come to mind probably first or second. Not gonna lie.
Oh, that is
Man,
high
I'm telling you.
praise. Wow.
I don't know if it is, but sure, take it as you will.
For you, the yes, that I'm saying that is high praise for you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna quickly check out the critical consensus of this movie. Exciting, emotionally resonant, and beautifully animated. How to Train Your Dragon 2 builds on its predecessor's success just the way a sequel should. And that is one of the ways I would sum it up myself. You know?
All the words that they've said, except for the last sentence, last part of the sentence, I agree with. I don't know about exciting, emotionally resonant. I don't know about that. Someone might not resonate with it emotionally. Someone might not find it exciting. But when you tell me it builds on its predecessor, I agree.
Yes, that part as well. Like that part definitely
That part.
builds on its predecessor, and that's one of the things I like about not just How to Train Your Dragon 2, but probably gonna get there, but also Kung Fu Panda 2, just the way they both build on the predecessor. It's just like, man, this is part two, guys. You can feel it.
You feel the growth, you feel the development, and it makes sense. It clicks.
Man, and that scene when Toothless faced the Alpha, bro. Man, good times.
I don't know
Gotta watch
why.
Yeah,
that
when
movie
he was
again.
like
So,
glowing and stuff.
Yeah, turning blue and stuff.
now, I don't know why, but ever since Saint George mentioned facing the alpha, part of me is like thinking of one Teen Wolf, and then there's another part thinking, look at me, I am the alpha now. I'm like,
Man.
no, what's happening here? Damn Teen Wolf.
Man,
Toothless is kind of overpowered. He was just like hitting bro. He was like going supernova or something.
it's like, oh, I can shoot plasma fire. I can like teleport to turn invisible. It's like, what?
Yeah, no wonder those things were like on the highest threat level for that village that Hiccup was from in the first movie. I say that
Bro,
as if
Yeah, I was about to say I love how you said that Hiccup was from, as if he stopped being from there.
the movie still also takes place partially on Burke, you know?
Yeah.
All three
I will
movies.
say this: it is as beautiful as the day I first lost you. Wait,
Ha 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 ha.
I say that wrong, but we move.
The reference has been understood. Insert Captain America. I understood that reference.
And speaking of a certain American captain, our next movie, number 42, Captain America Civil War.
Okay, okay. Now I really like this. Wait, hold on. Wait. Apparently, this is a 90% rotten score, and Thingamabob, the movie before this, had a 92%, and the one before that had a 91%. So I'm now wondering.
Okay, so maybe I should give a little bit of a breakdown here because clearly there's some confusion. I think in part, right, Rotten Tomatoes, the way that their scores work is based off of the amount of reviews a certain threshold, right? So when you see something being 90 but ranked higher than something that's 94, 95, it's also partly because certain people ranks it differently. Like I could rank it 4, you could rank it 5, and then George could rank it as a 2, right? And that combined will give it a percentage, right? So sometimes it will be higher because it has more 5 ranks than another thing, right? So Civil War could have higher ranks, but overall it has too many low ranks, resulting in a 92 versus something like How to Train the Dragon 2, which probably has a better looking score but has less reviews, and all those reviews don't amount to the same.
Okay,
It's very weird. That's why people say don't look at Rotten Tomatoes for scores, because it's complicated to figure out what it actually means when someone sees it being 90%, 70%, 80%, all that stuff, because that doesn't really mean all that much, and it's also a little bit misleading.
Ibu.
So, guys, thank you for coming to that date, okay? We also educate you on this channel.
Yeah, but think of it this way, right? How to Train Your Dragon got 5 reviews and they were good, and then Captain America: Civil War got 70 reviews that were good, right? So that's why it would be ranked higher because it got more reviews and therefore more of them were good, even though the rating isn't the same.
Thank you.
Because, like, if for example, I were to publish a movie now, and then you two are the people who review it, and both of you give it like a 5, right, out of 5 in terms of stars, right? It's going to be 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's just going to be 100%, but it wouldn't be ranked higher than these movies.
Insane.
That's how they scale them. That's how they get you.
Yeah, Rotten Tomato scores are just not reliable, man.
But you were saying something about your feelings on the film, Mr.
Yeah.
Colonel.
I actually enjoyed this movie like a lot. Like, first of all, we got Black Panther.
How could you enjoy this movie? This isn't even a Captain America movie, man. This is just the Avengers movie, bro. What you mean?
And
How
what's
could you
the
like
problem
it?
with that? What is the problem with that?
Mini Avengers
Maybe
movie.
that's the solution.
Look at him, he's shameless. Like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong?
You see, you don't get it. You see, your media literacy is so low. You don't get it. This shows us that Captain America is a boring character that can't stand on his own. He needs other people in his movie to make it interesting.
And that's why we have
You don't
Sam
see-
now. Oh wow, hold on. Oh, what am I becoming? Oh, no.
Exactly. We got him, boys.
Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
what have you
Come
done
on,
to
Colonel,
me?
you can do this.
I
Get a
don't even
comeback.
recognize myself no more. Guys, I think I need to
Now join us. One of us.
No.
One of us.
No.
One of us.
Oh,
But yeah, you were saying that you liked this film a lot.
yeah, because I honestly
You were saying Black Panther.
yeah, we
Black
got Black
Panther.
Panther. We got him schmooving and doing his thing. I mean, it's unfortunate that the Chaka.
What a show, Black Panther.
But I just honestly enjoyed when they brought Black Panther, and that whole chase scene was like, yo, this is awesome. And the plane scene, oh, that is even better. I just felt weird about the whole Sokovia Accords. We yeah, sure, some oversight would be needed, but mainly because I'm like familiar with the comics. I say familiar, but I'm stretching that word. Like, it's mainly because I remember Ultimate Alliance.
Somebody is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
It's mainly because I remember Ultimate Alliance and what the Sokovia Codes wasn't there, where they were like, oh, it's not
Yeah.
the Sokovia Codes in the game. I think it was the Superhero Registration Act. So
Registration Act, yeah.
yeah, in my head it's something similar to that. So I was okay. Let me not get into that. But this movie was just a masterpiece in my opinion. I mean, I just love the way that the Baron Zemo, instead of fighting him directly, he was, let me take you apart. Let me break your systems down. Let me take you down to seams. I'm not gonna fight you. I'm just gonna make you fight you. And look, this movie had so many consequences for the MCU. It was just, what, to quote a certain blue-eyed, blonde, apparently dyed person. He died, by the way. It was perfect. Perfect. For the last everything was perfect.
The last minute detail. It's perfect. Just want to jump off Colonel's bandwagon here to say, you do get some movies in the MCU, and I guess those were like the one of the first movies of every phase that kind of were meant to set the tone, or if they weren't in the first part of the phase, they were meant to just turn the tide of the story. I think Captain America: Civil War definitely was one of those movies that just it pushed the MCU forward in terms of where we're going to be for the future. And they had the consequences shown in Infinity War when everyone was divided because of what happened. So yeah, this movie, I do like it myself as well. Not more than Winter Soldier, but I still really like Civil War. It had some really good action scenes. I liked the debate and the conflict between specifically Tony and Steve. I wish it got more time, for them to cook that, but it was very interesting. And hey, low-key one of the best Iron Man suit-up scenes in the entire MCU. So, yeah.
Okay.
Hold on,
So
wait.
my review of Captain America: Civil War
Okay, go on.
is going to be something to the effect of Chick's notes: suspenseful and politically astute. Captain America: Civil War is a superior entry in the Avengers canon and is sure to thrill Marvel diehards.
Wow. I see what you did there. You're not funny.
I'm actually just a comedic genius. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you're not.
But like seriously though, I think this is actually a sequel that builds off of the previous one. Because if you were to ask me what are my problems with Winter Soldier and how could they be remedied, I'd just point you to Civil War. That's what I would do. I'd say Civil War did all the things that Winter Soldier was trying to do, but try to make it make sense. Right?
And I felt
the
like
character's behavior and actions relate to the story, right? You can't have a story told about how a guy is like, I'm going to do what is best, not only for me, but those who I value, and then have that same guy crash a helicarrier into a building.
Yeah. I also felt like Civil War was way more in terms of like the political and espionage kind of factor that the Winter Soldier had. I felt like Civil War dug deeper into that. It felt more, political.
I don't know how to agree, because the issue is I feel like Winter Soldier was trying to do something very specific with its political aspects, but I think what you're almost getting at is that I feel like Winter Soldier, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here or try and change the train of thought once you get it, but Winter Soldier felt too personal to actually be political, if that makes any sense, right? Like in Civil War, there are other people saying this is how we should do things, and then there are other people saying this is how we should do things, and then there's Cap saying no, we should do it like this. Then there's Tony saying we should do it like this. Then there's Natasha being like, yeah, I'll do that, sure, why not? Like it felt like there was more people reacting and interacting with the political aspect, whereas in Winter Soldier, it's like, hey man, Shield, we Shield, we should do this. Hail Hydra. And then Cap is like, man, Shield is Hydra? That's crazy. Oh no, Bucky is Winter Soldier? That's crazy. It's like, man, this politics is intense. Wow, this is...
Him and Commissioner Gordon from the Batman movie would get along so well. What, you mean Gotham is corrupt?
that guy, he's such a goofball. It's like he knows Gotham is corrupt, but he always gets shocked every single time.
You mean Kenzie was dirty? Bro, come on, man.
But like, I think that Winter Soldier, that's where the politics feels like it's lacking, right? A lot of the politics doesn't feel like there's many parties involved, right? There is Cap, and then there's Shield / Hydra. That's the politics.
Yeah. So, especially with the whole thing of like, just us also globetrotting a lot in certain big countries in terms of politics,
and questions to be asked about how we should operate in this country, how we should operate in that country. I think there's more politics there.
The UN gathering, certain law enforcement factions getting into the mix. First it was the FBI. Oh, the CIA showed up. Oh, joint counterterrorism showed up. It's like, okay, we have all these different things happening. Oh,
and people from different countries as well. Again, T'Challa, for example.
Yeah, the German authorities seized Captain America and handed him over to America. It's like, it's just, yeah, man, this is intriguing.
And it really can't be understated what Colonel mentioned, right, with the whole idea of like Zemo's motives and how he chose to go about it. It was really refreshing compared to what we've got up until that point, right? It's not a fist fight that's going to solve this. The first fight is the problem, in fact.
Yeah. What a goat of a villain. Like, it really was also... One of the things that captured Zemo for me is like, I don't know if I could say I'd never seen, but like, it was the first time probably in a long time. Maybe I'd never seen a villain that actually took down the good guys without even lifting a finger.
Metaphorically speaking, because he literally did lift a few fingers.
Yeah. Just like with intellect alone, like he just played mind games to the end, and it's just...
And it also felt like his motivation made sense. He wasn't just like Eisen of Lamau, I've been doing this all along. I'm the puppet master, It's like, no, you guys screwed me over. I'm going to screw you over right back. But it's not going to be just vengeance in I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to tear you apart.
It's like, imagine, just think about it like this. The Avengers lost because of Zemo. They lost against Thanos because of Zemo. Zemo doomed the planet. So Zemo did that, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying when I'm talking about the whole idea of like the politics really being an influence. Because look at Winter Soldier. Shield has been destroyed. All right. So what's next? What do we do
Yeah,
now?
we're gonna film another season of Agents of Shield for ABC.
And it's like, oh no, don't worry, guys. We've got Sword and Saber now. Oh, okay.
What are they supposed to do? Build
And
Vision?
and that's it. Like the consequences don't feel as apparent. And even if they did, right, that's not necessarily like a mark to say that the movie is bad, but it's just that you can see the actual impacts of Civil War. And I kind of feel like Civil War did a lot, and because of that, a lot of other movies suffered. Endgame in particular.
Yeah. So, yeah, as you can see by all these thoughts, guys, we could probably go on about
I think Civil War is just more complex of a movie. That's part of the issue because I have problems with this movie as well, right? I really do like T'Challa and how angry he is in this film and what he's doing in this film. But at the same time, it's like I really gotta ask a couple of questions, man. Like, your dad, wasn't he the Black Panther? Why is he just a normal O now? Why did he do that? Why did he get rid of his powers, fam?
Wakandan traditions.
Is it Wakandan traditions though? That's the question. Because if you know
I don't
from the
even know.
other material, his dad died as the Black Panther.
Yes, with the herb and everything in his body. He died young too. That younger.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I don't know why they. I mean, they wanted to cast a pop, big belly, dad.
Eshe.
Yeah, as the Chaka, which is like, man, this guy was the Black Panther. Where'd all this fat come from?
Yeah, bro, he's been drinking too much of that, that heart-shaped herb, bro. That red heart. That red heart.
Oh man, for
Someone
someone who
get that
dislikes
man a
politics.
bells. They should have made an ad like that, but like for Black Panther, get that man a bells.
Nah.
Get that man a bells.
Engage all defenses and get that man a bells.
Oh man, that used to be the joke of the century, bro. Engage all defenses.
I do really like his accent, by the way. Like I know a lot of people criticize it because it doesn't sound very authentic to the African accents because it's like a very big mismatch of different African accents put together, right? But I do like the fact that it feels as though it's trying to be a fictional African accent, but it doesn't sound like any African accent specifically. Like it feels to me like that. That's almost the point, right?
Yeah. And to think they were gonna give T'Challa a British accent in the MCU.
That's crazy.
They were gonna do that. And then they were
That's
like, we
crazy.
should be more authentic. He's from Africa. Nobody studied abroad, but he's from Africa.
Spider-Man Far From Home 2019.
Okay.
Well.
Okay, Mana, we get it. We're glazing this movie too much.
I just realized that I was gonna start talking about T'Challa, so I was like, "Oh wait, let me move."
A breezy.
He's so cool in Civil War, bro. He's so cool.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's why I brought him up. Just so awesome.
My name's Clint. I don't care.
Well, that was. Don't think we met. Hi there. I'm Clint. I don't care. And then in Endgame, it's like, Clint, give it to me.
Oh, so he's okay now.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's like, oh man, that's nice. Except you were weird in your movie, so I don't know how to feel about you anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, auntie. Oh no!
Oh my god.
This is. Wait. Throw me in the water when my ancestors jumped from the ships. That's the one.
Bury me in the water when my ancestors jumped from the bro. Nah.
Bro doesn't understand how genetics works. You need ancestors so that they can pass on the bloodline, my friend. You can't be thrown in the water where your ancestors. Those weren't your ancestors. Those niggas are dead.
Michael B. Just go play Creed, bro, please. So, Spider-Man Far From Home.
I genuinely think we're all probably going to have very different takes on this film. I think we've been chatting about this film for a very long time.
Look, I like Spider-Man. He's my favorite comic book character of all time. It's very close with Batman, but Spider-Man always goes on top. Uh, and I've always been waiting for the next Spider-Man 2. You know what I'm saying? Because Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire was really, 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 really great. Um, and when I watched this movie, I watched it in theaters. I did enjoy it. Sorry, on a certain level, I was like, this is it's more sprawling. It's bigger. It's a sequel. But of course, with Tom Holland Spider-Man, I always have issues in terms of him being just like Iron Boy Junior. Just to quote the meme. I didn't really mess with that a lot. Uh, but I did enjoy him kind of just taking care of his own problem in Mysterio. There was no kind of mentor. I guess Mysterio was the mentor, right? But he was the villain as well. There was no parental guidance here. So that was pretty cool.
CW's Flash is the one cannot relate.
You know, I do know a lot of people complain on Twitter that like people dunk on Far From Home so much, they hate on it so much, and it's like, I don't know. I think as I am now looking back, I think it's an all right movie. As sequels go, it's all right. I don't think it's great or anything.
Colonel, any thoughts?
Well, y'all know me. It doesn't take much to get me excited for something. All I need is the pew pew pew, bright lights, action scenes, and I'll be happy. I'll be a happy chappy, chappy. Anyway, but
Stop being South African.
hey, I was referring to the
Damn.
smash hit chappy, which took place in South Africa. Damn.
South African.
hey, you.
Bro can't escape the allegations. He just can't.
Hugh Jackman was in it, and he's Australian. Oh, wow, that was
No, yeah.
Fire up the Barbie.
my bad. I arrest myself. Anyway, with this movie, I didn't exactly like the fact that it felt like Peter was always like trying to push off his responsibility to someone else. Like when it comes to what great power with wait, what's the yo? Why can't I remember the line? With great power comes great responsibility.
Slow down, slow down. You're doing it too fast. Just relax. Slow down.
Slow down, baby.
Hey, yo, whoa.
You need to relax, my man.
Whoa.
Go ahead.
Who are you? And what have you done?
I was trying to call Jackie Chan from Rush Hour, but go ahead.
Anyway, the line with great power comes with great power comes great responsibility. That line always like resonates with me with Spider-Man, and it's one of the reasons why I honestly enjoy Spider-Man, because he's that guy who will, even though he doesn't want to do something, he will do it because he knows the right thing to do. Like in, for example, Spectacular Spider-Man, when he was what's the word? When he was like almost fed up, not almost, he was fed up with the situation he found himself in after he killed the lizard, where he got fired from his job. He was like, I didn't ask for the spider, but I didn't ask for these powers. And he was fully intending to drink that cure that, he planned for Doc Connors. In that scene, he was like, but it saved people. And that to me, like, yo, that is Spider Man right there. But for this one, it's like, you know what? Sure, he was doing things reluctantly, but it's like, I just can't get behind that. It's like, how do I say this? It felt like he felt forced to do this. Like, oh damn, I don't want to do this. This is actually a chore to do it. Like, it actually felt like he had a gun to his head. Like, if you don't do this, I'm gonna blow your brains out. Like, but I don't wanna. But hey, a gun to your head, my guy, gun to your head. I'm like, fine. It just feels like this guy, he didn't have that, great power comes great responsibility. But I guess in the later movies, it almost seems like he didn't have that great power comes great responsibility line, mainly because Aunt May said it to him. Like,
Now, that's something I wanted to actually bring
yeah,
up
she does.
while you were kind of going here, right? But I didn't want to interrupt. Now, however, I'm going to interrupt. I think there's an argument that we can have about adaptation, right? But like the whole great power comes great responsibility, that's never something that we explicitly have Peter ever say or have Peter necessarily enforce, right? This is something we know as fans of Spider-Man he abides by and lives by, right? So one can, if you want to try hard enough, make the argument that he never had that lesson really growled into him. It's more just like a Peter does these things in these Spider-Man movies because that's just what Peter's like, right? He has this understanding that some things he needs to do because he's the one who can do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also agree with sort of the sentiment that you're going for here, right? That I don't really like how quickly we kind of jump to different things with the Spider-Man arc entirely. And this might be completely unfair. I understand that. I'm willing to be grilled for that. But I feel like we've jumped to his attachment to Tony very strongly, right? I would have preferred that we got more like references to his lack of a father figure, right, in these stories, such that we can at least understand why he just seems to view Tony as a father figure day one, right? Because like when we see him in Civil War, he wants nothing to do with Tony, right? When he realizes what Tony's doing here and what Tony wants, but once he gets convinced, like it's like hook, line, and sinker. Peter's there, right? He says, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna need you to do it though," and then Peter's like, "I bet." And then he's like in a plane filming himself going, "Woo, yeah, Berlin, yeah. Oh, this suit is mine. Wow, this is great, Mr. Stark." And it's like, "Whoa, that was fast.
That was quick.
Mm-hmm.
Damn."
Thunder
You know,
roofs.
and then we get to this thing where it's like, I don't know if we were given enough of Peter's personal life, the before and the after, right? That's one of the things that a lot of the Spider-Man stories try and give us, right? What is Peter's life without powers? What is Peter's life with the powers? What is his school life like? What is his family life like? What is the state of his need for money? You know, all those kinds of different stuff. We relate to those things, but it also lets us know what sort of pressure does Peter feel like he's under, right? If we know Peter's a straight A student, but because of all the long nights of fighting crime, his grades are dropping, we then get this pressure from Aunt May being like, "Peter, why is your grades dropping?" And then he keep like, I keep getting distracted as this girl, and it's like, oh man, he's gonna lie about this, and now he's gonna bring her a girl because he said there's a girl. Oh man, like you get involved, right? With this one, I think they rely on the fact that you know Spider-Man lore enough. So they just tell you, oh man, ever since Tony died, he's just felt all this pressure of having to be the next Iron Man. And it's like, oh man, I feel so sorry for Peter. He has to be the next Iron Man. Cut to War Machine being the next Iron Man. No, he's not the next. Shut up. He's not. What you mean? Come on, bro. What do you mean? Cut to Pepper wearing an Iron Man costume. No. What you do? That never happened. Come on, guys. Peter has to be the next Iron Man. It's just you rely on my assumption as the audience far too much. Peter's like, I don't want Edith because I can't even remember. I'm not gonna lie. I just remember being so upset with that. Where he's just like, he's itching to get rid of this, bro. He's scratching his neck, foaming at the mouth, like, I need this glasses
You
away.
know what? I can't remember myself. Like, why was he trying to get rid of Edith? I know the whole thing of No Way Home, Far From Home was like he's trying to take a break because he fought aliens in space and he died and he like all those stuff. He
Like
wants
the
to take a
pressure
break.
and stuff. Yeah.
The pressure, it was too much. So he wants to take it easy. I would have probably much preferred it if they did a thing of like Peter's trying to take it easy, but he can't help himself and he keeps getting into situations where he's being Spider-Man.
Exactly. That's what Kern was also referencing, right? This thing of him being too like begrudging about it. Like when you think of the essence of Spider-Man and Peter, I think all of us think of, oh, Peter Parker's on a vacation. Oh no, something bad happened and he has to slip away. It's not a thing of, oh man, I don't want to do it. Oh, but MJ, it's more a thing of like, why now? And he's already putting on the costume, and you're like, yeah, that's Peter, man. He's just
Exactly.
Look at this guy.
Know, to give an example, I think I've given before in a similar conversation. I'll take the opening of the Spider-Man 2 game, for example, which is a part I really like. When Sandman attacks New York and, Miles kind of signals Peter to go out and check it out. And Peter, he just got this teaching job. It's his first day. He needs this job to pay the bills. It's important. He can't just leave. He can't make a bad impression. And when he sees those grains of sand blowing, he just says to like himself and Miles, like, why today, Marco? And he's suiting up. And he just does it. And he comes back, gets fired, but he moves. Like, that's Peter, He will risk it. He will just do it because with great power, there must also come great responsibility. That's just the thing. But again, I go back to this thing of like, I have a problem with Tom Holland Spider-Man of his characterization and how he learns things, how he stacks up against what Spider-Man is, and those are the things that just discount points from the movie from me. It's entertaining, but when I get to the character stuff and the crux of it, my feelings get very complicated. Because again, I really like Spider-Man, and he's not giving me Spider-Man.
And
Most of the
again, there's
time.
that issue of the adaptation, because it's like if somebody says that, oh, you don't like the Iron Boy Spider-Man, it's like that's fair to not like it or to like it or whatever, right? Because it's an adaptation. He's allowed to be Iron Boy, right? This is a different version of Spider-Man. There is another version of Spider-Man out there who probably hits that same marks that we would all really like, and it might be that someone else won't like those things, right? But it's not like we should stop liking what we like simply because that is the case, right? And I think this movie exemplifies that quite a lot. Peter's nervousness, which I really don't like. I like it if Peter Parker is nervous, but when he's Spider-Man, that nervousness is blended more into how he behaves, how he acts, and what he does, right? In that it's not hesitation, the nervousness, because that's what I get from MCU Spider-Man. It's that his
Yeah.
nervousness makes him hesitate, right? And I don't like that.
Yeah, it's almost like, it's like it's the old Disney thing of trying to make him kind of like kiddie friendly. It's weird.
Whatever. Just like, again, point is just that I don't like those things, and I'm sure most of us have things about this MCU Spider-Man we don't like in particular, and this movie is complicated because of that. Because I think all the Spider-Man movies, right, all Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home, I think we all like them, but we all have complicated moments in them. We were like, oof, okay. Like, again, we go to No Way Home? Yeah, No Way Home.
Yeah.
He does that same thing, right, of being very reluctant to do literally any superhero related stuff. And it's like, why? Why are you like this, fam? Why are you
Oh
like this?
man, I just want to take a break. I just want to spend time with MJ and my friends.
I just want to go to school together. But it's like, dog, just be Spider-Man, man. I hate you.
As a matter of fact, and I'm gonna go back, just like Colonel, go back to the Spectacular Spider-Man. None of bro's relationships ever worked. Then again, he only had one, right? It was with Liz in the first season and into the second, because he had that thing with the love triangle with Gwen as well. But like, it just didn't work, even with both, because also number one is the whole Spider-Man thing, but also Peter is like, he got distracted as well with all the things going on in his life. He can't really just be there for everybody, even when it comes to friends, he kept leaving Harry like high and dry, bro. And that's just the thing. That's like the Spider-Man essence. It's like, hey man, so like, we're gonna meet up tonight at like 8 to like study together. Like, yeah, sure, I got it, bro. And on his way to your house, the Green Goblin is robbing a bank, and it's like, oh bro, alright, man.
Yeah, and that's
And just to make something clear, because I'm afraid that some people will misinterpret what you are getting at in that like conversation in particular, George. Sorry to interrupt you,
No,
Colonel,
go
but
ahead.
the thing I want to really emphasize, the argument is not Peter should be unhappy or nothing should ever go right for Peter. That is not the argument, and it should never be the argument. If you find someone saying that Peter should be unhappy or anything else like that, look, that person, I don't know if they like Spider-Man, right? I don't, because I don't know if I'm going to trigger Colonel now, but I don't even know if the writers of Spider-Man like Spider-Man, right? They don't they don't let this man rest. But the thing we're trying to present here is that being a superhero isn't always going to be fun, right? And Spider-Man is one of those characters that shows us that even though it isn't fun, he still does it. And even when it isn't fun, he somehow still makes it fun. When he triumphs over all of those things and makes it to that dinner just in time, and then the person's like, where were you, Peter? And he's just like, oh man, I just, the bus, I'm here though. And then they go, you know what? I was about to leave, but fine, let's continue the dinner. And then it's just like, you feel so like, oh, I'm glad that he made it. You don't go, oh, what, he made it? I wanted his relationship to be ruined. Why did he make it to the? We don't do that. We go, yes, finally, he made it. Just in time.
Yeah. I think there was even an episode of Spectacular Spider-Man where like everything was working out, and I was so happy for bro. He was like, new camera, check. Date to the homecoming dance, check. Pictures for the Daily Bugle of Spider-Man, check and check. And I was like, oh, this bro's winning.
Exactly. When the heroes juggle their double life and they make it look easy, it's so satisfying to watch.
And that's kind of why, like,
what Daredevil is cool in the series.
oh man, yeah, I do like when when heroes do that, like, the opening scene, they stop a crime, then they get into work just in time, fixing the tire, like, hope I didn't miss
And then
anything.
someone's like, what's that scratch on your neck? And it's like, it's just neighbor's cat,
Yeah, exactly.
That highs and the lows, that's what we want.
Yeah, that's it, because eventually Peter does end up happy. MJ is his end game, we know that. I don't know if the Spider-Man writers do, but we know that. Yeah, so that's just like a whole tangent. Colonel, you can
What was
go
I gonna
ahead.
say?
You have thoughts.
Oh yeah, the thing I was gonna say is I think it's a bit similar to what Mana was saying, where the thing with Spider-Man's powers is normally you would assume that if you have powers you're gonna get all these accolades, all this what's the word? Just everything's gonna be better. But with the thing with Spider-Man is his powers don't actually make his life better. It actually just amplifies his problem, and I think that's like the main thing that
Complicated.
that
I want to correct that statement, right? Just to see if we're on the same page. I don't think that they make his life more complicated. I think Peter's integrity makes his life more complicated. Again, being a hero isn't easy.
Yeah.
I think that's the point, right? He could cheat on his test. He could become the best athlete at his schools, right? He could do that, but he won't. That's what makes his life complicated. It's that he can do these things to make his life easier. He can do these things to make his life better. But if he does so, there's that lack of integrity, right? Someone drops their wallet. Peter's strapped for cash. He could take that person's wallet, right? They would never know he did it. But will he? That's the complication.
And man, Spectacular Spider-Man really leans on all of these things that we're mentioning. Because this is an episode where I think it's Tombstone kind of like
offering him
offers him money to look the other way, and stuff like that. And he was like, man, I think Aunt May was in hospital at the time because of a heart attack. And he really was strapped for cash. And this is Aunt we're talking about, But he had to resist that. And even there's a couple of times, even in the comics, like there's chance where Peter can really like, I think someone asked him, why don't you like commercialize your web shooters? The formula, just make money off it, man, or yourself. And he's always just like, man, that's not what really it's about. I'm not trying to go for that, I'm just trying to do right by people,
And I mean, again, it is complicated, right? The question here isn't supposed to be if Peter does the wrong thing with his powers to gain benefits for himself, is that necessarily a knock on Peter, right? Because like some stuff, like again, taking pictures of himself for the Daily Bugle, I don't know if you want to argue that that's bad that he does that.
It's
Right,
kind of corny. I ain't gonna lie, it's funny.
But at the same time, I mean, he has a unique set of skills and he's making use of them. Some of
Bro's
those
out here
skills
taking
is being the
selfies.
Spider-Man.
He low-key has the OnlyFans, bro. He low-key has the OnlyFans.
The whole world knows about it. But so I think if I were just to try and make that correction to your statement, Colonel, I would want to probably say that it's not that just having the powers makes his life complicated, because if Flash Thompson got those same powers, I don't know how complicated his life would be. I think he would commercialize himself immediately. He'd be like, bro, look at me, I'm cool.
I'm Spider-Man and I'm a football player.
Comics, infinite multiverse. So that has taken place. I'm pretty sure they.
That probably has, yeah, exactly. But I mean, like, the point is supposed to be, what I'm trying to get at is that it's the person who has the powers, it's not the powers alone, right? If I had Spider-Man's powers, my life would not be more complicated than it is now.
Yeah, thanks for that correction. You're totally right in that regard. That is Peter's integrity that makes it worse, or at least makes his life harder for himself. Like he could.
Yeah, because being a good person isn't easy.
Yeah.
Takes a strong heart.
And commitment.
Yeah. So that is that. Spider-Man Far From Home. Guys, comment down below what you guys think about that movie. I would like to hear your thoughts, because I know there's lots of discourse on that one. So yeah, off to number. I don't want to talk about this movie because like I don't know, man. I find this franchise kind of annoying.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, folk, it is the Bourne Ultimatum.
Oh my gosh,
I think all of us here on the panel, have very difficult time talking about the Bourne series of movies because we can't really make much sense of them. So if you think it deserves to be number 40 on this list, of top 50, technically speaking, because we're only covering the 50 of them, top 50 sequels. Hey, man, tell us if you think it should be this high. It's 40.
Man,
Born Ultimatum.
it's like there's an ultimatum, there's a conspiracy, there's a supremacy, there's a trinity, there's a bro,
There's a legacy.
there's a oh my god, bro. Oh man. Next thing you know, there's a born insurgency, there's a born inception, there's a bro.
Oh, and
A Born Redemption, maybe?
Born redemption, born resurrection.
Born Resurrection. This is nothing to sound like actually like goofy movies from the future, like Born X, and then it's like like he's a cyborg.
Born versus born.
The Rise of Born.
The dawn of the rise of born. I don't know, man. God damn.
Jason Bourne, A Child of Fire.
hey,
Jason Bourne, a ballad of conspiracies and theories. I don't know.
Knives Out, a Bourne series.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, yo, stop.
Alright, fine.
Just go 39. This is what I'm talking about. Aisha.
Before we
Big
continue,
fan
I
of
just
this
want
franchise.
to let you all know that I think number 42 should be a lot lower on this list. So top 10. Just saying.
Civil War.
Yeah. Now let's get to this guy.
I would probably make the argument also for Far From Home. I think it should be probably on a lower slot on the list. Maybe not top 20, but like on definitely a lower slot.
Yeah.
But let us talk about 007, Mr. Bond.
Skyfall,
So,
man.
guys, what happened in Skyfall? I don't remember that movie.
I can't remember. But I remember this is a cool movie, so shut up.
I remember the movie coming out, seeing lots of promo for it. I remember Colonel going to the movies with his dad to see it and telling me about it. And I didn't watch it at the time. I don't know why, because one of the first action movies my dad put me on was 007. My favorite one at that time, before getting into the Daniel Craig movies, is Die Another Day with Pierce Brosnan. I really like the movie. But somewhere, not last year, I believe the year before, I did a marathon on Daniel Craig's James Bond movies. And funny, I've already seen Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace. So I started with Skyfall. And man, I really liked this movie. It's so cool, man. So I mean, the reason why it's called Skyfall is because in the beginning of the movie, James Bond's on a mission, and one thing leads to another. He's fighting someone on top of a train. He gets shot, and he falls to the water. Right, the person that shoots him is a member of MI6. Right, he gets betrayed. 007 movies always have that cool intro in the beginning with the song and like the drawings and animations. So Adele's song plays. James Bond retires or goes underground, right? But then Madam M brings him out for a mission because there's like some sort of mole inside the agency, and so he has to deal with that. And then there's, what's the villain's name? Sylvia. Yeah, his name is Sylvia. He is a former member of he was former 00, I believe. Yeah, MI6, former 00. And he just he has like some government secrets, and he's using them to, of course, terrorize and threaten the world. And Bond has to deal with him, like he does so well. And yeah, I just really enjoyed the movie. And there's Severine, right, the Bond girl of the movie. But yeah, Skyfall is a cool movie, and it bleeds very well into Spectre. I feel like those two movies is another good example of a sequel building up on its predecessor, because you just go from Skyfall and you skyrocket into Spectre. It kicks a whole door open. It's connected. There's Blofeld. It's just like there's what's her name? The new Bond girl, who's played by Leia Seydoux, Madeline. And it's just man. I don't know about No Time to Die. It's a good send off. But Spectre and Skyfall, those are that's a nice sequel and predecessor relationship right there. I really like it. I love it.
Any thoughts, Colonel?
Wait, isn't this the one where what's her name? M dies at the end?
I think
Yes.
so.
Okay, because that's literally all I remember. That's literally all I remember. I can't give you
Yes.
anything other than that.
Sylvia kills her, yeah, because he's
By the
getting
way,
vengeance on her. Because he's
I
kind of
just want to
like
make a
the same
correction. It's
thing.
Silva, not Sylvia.
Silva, okay. So he is named because I was telling my cousin, I think one of the villains from the Bond movie is named after you because he thinks his name is weird. His name is Silva. So yeah, because Silva was discarded, air quotes, the same way James was. And so throughout the movie, he's trying to convince James that, hey man, this government, these people, they don't. She doesn't like care about you. You're expendable, bro. And I'm the vengeance, bro. You gotta let her get what's coming to her. And then eventually, yeah, he does kill and that's the casualty of the movie. One of the big casualties. But yeah, Skyfall, man, I gotta rewatch that again, definitely.
Isn't it
That
called
and
Spectre though?
Spectre. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
007
but
Spectre, the
I'm
sequel
asking,
to
just isn't
Skyfall.
it called Spectre? Like, not because I hear you say Spectre.
Oh. Let me search it. Let me.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh, it's
Spectre.
Spectre.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
right. You're right. Yeah, it's Spectre. Spectre, as in like the
A
apparition of
ghoul,
something.
if you would.
Yeah, and I think Batista was Batista in Spectre. I think he was.
Nah, can't be.
Going down this list, I start to realize that there's a lot of movies that I definitely have watched but don't remember.
Same.
Yeah.
Speaking of going down the list, next we have Dawn of the Dead at 38.
Dawn of the Dead. I've
1978.
never seen this movie.
It was a
Wow,
movie.
that's why.
I definitely recall this movie. I cannot say much about it, but hey, bro, zombie movies, that's my jam. So I know this is a good movie. I don't know how high it should have been, though, so I can't help you there.
Okay. I have nothing to say about Dawn of the Dead. All I know is that it's the franchise with Ash Williams, I believe.
I'm going to kill you.
No,
Pretty sure that's Ian Reid.
no,
I'm
that's
going
Evil
to kill
Dead.
you.
That's Evil Dead. That's Evil Dead. I'm gonna
Mad Max
leave now.
Fury Road. No, I'm wrong. Not Fury
Mad
Road.
Max,
The Road
the
Warrior.
Road Warrior. Yeah, I'm not into Mad Max like that.
Mad Max is cool. Don't remember this movie. I was a kid. Leave me alone. Next on the list.
Star
Never
Trek:
watched
First
it.
Contact.
Moving on.
Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Let's go.
I like this movie. I like this movie. This movie is one of those movies where if you're a kid watching this movie, you think that you are John himself with his own little Terminator, right? You have to.
I mean, hasta la vista, baby.
yeah.
I'll be back. But yeah, I think this is one of those really cool movies that really like George was saying at some point really builds upon what came previously, right? Before this point, I believe I can't remember Terminator 1 that well compared to Judgment Day, but I believe like this movie is one of those that like really fleshes out a lot of the characters we see. With Sarah Connor, for example, she becomes like a complete nut job, and in particular, obviously T-800, the Terminator himself, you get more into like a look into how complex this machine actually is, So I really like it. T1000 liquid metal Terminator guy, he's also pretty cool. Very good movie. Should have been lower on the list. It's too high.
Yeah. I guess that's all, folks. Moving on. I have nothing to say about this.
Let me just make something clear. Terminator 2 is one of those movies that expands upon a strong female character. And if you don't like that, deal with it. This is mostly directed at people who keep thinking that talking about Sarah Connor in a topic about strong female characters is irrelevant or something like that. It's relevant, okay? Like if somebody says this to dismiss you when somebody makes an argument of there's not enough strong female characters in Hollywood movies, and someone asks you what about Ripley or Sarah Connor, if they say that as a genuine question, try to at least engage. But if they're trying to dismiss your argument or the points you're making by trying to almost imply or insinuate that there are strong female characters, shut up, there doesn't need to be more. If someone is doing that, yeah, you are more than okay to shut them down. But don't treat it as if they don't exist and they aren't strong female characters. You should rather just say maybe it isn't enough for your standards. Don't treat it as if these characters don't contribute anything. I hate people who do that, bro.
Yep.
Moving on. We have Spiderman. Spinnekopman. Spinnekop means? What do you think it would be?
Pretty sure we spent a couple months here.
I don't think so, right? Because like the Spider-Man in this instance, it's a spider human, right? The human spider. So the man part there is like, it's not about his gender. It's about that he's a human spider.
Are you guys debating on what would
Yeah,
Spider-Man would be in
like-
Afrikaans?
I think it should be Spinnekop mens. Not Spinnekop man.
That's interesting.
Because that's
That is
part of why the
definitely
hyphen is
interesting.
there, right? It's not it's not like Superman, for example. He's a Superman. Like the gender is supposed to be the point. But like Spider-Man, he's a spider and a human.
Spider-Man.
The human spider.
Spinnekop means.
But yeah, anyways, Spider-Man 2, guys, what do you think?
Okay. I just want to take a moment to say that. Remember that character Ash from Evil Dead? Wait, who plays this guy? Who plays that guy again? I think
Yeah.
it was Bruce. Yeah, Bruce Campbell. In
Bruce
my
Campbell.
opinion, he's one of the most important people in this franchise, Spider-Man. Maybe-
Isn't he just most important in every single Raimi film, basically?
yeah, because I mean,
Raimi film.
before he was calling himself Spider-Man, he literally was like, "I'm the human spider," and Bruce Campbell was like, "Nah, forget that. You are Spider-Man."
That name sucks, man.
If it wasn't for him, Spider-Man would be the human spider, and that's nah. Bruce Campbell is really a
You know,
genius.
it's tangentially related to that and tangentially related to the conversation we just had about Spider-Man. I always think of that quote from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 game, if I'm not mistaken, when he's swinging through the city. When I had that particular dialogue play is when I was swinging towards a burning building, if I'm not mistaken. Like there was a report of a burning
I know
building,
what
so I
you're
was going to
talking
go
about,
and help. And then he's swinging there and he's like saying to himself, I wonder if anyone's ever going to realize it's Spider-Man. And that like sticks with me for no reason at all. Him just asking himself that question.
Bad. What do you call yourself, kid? The human spider? Seriously?
But yeah, pretty good movie. Very highly revered as a film. The power of the sun in the palm of my hands.
Yes, and I just remember as a kid just geeking and goofing out on this movie, man. Spider-Man 2 was just like, bro, it's fun to watch, man. The fights, the juggling of the double life, it was just so
Isn't
cool.
this the
It
movie
was
where he
peak
sees a guy
Spider-Man.
get beat up and just starts munching on his hot dog?
No, he didn't munch his hot dog. He actually just walked away.
Oh, so the munching on the hot dogs when he saw the police
Yeah.
cars, right?
Yeah. When Tobey Maguire had some wild Peter Parker moments,
But
bro.
honestly,
Maguire
this
still
is
superior.
honestly one of my favorite movies of all time. It doesn't matter what genre it is. If you ask me my top 10, Spider-Man 2 almost always likely be in that thing. Like, this was just a movie that just made my childhood. I mean, that and Superman Returns, but we're not talking about that now. Wait, is it Leon? Okay, it's probably not. But anyway, I just
I don't think it would count because it's like it's in that weird slot of like sequel rebootiness.
A
A
squee
squeeboot. A bookworm?
boot. Damn. Could be any of those. But yeah, Spider-Man 2 is just really cool. Like, check it out, man.
Bro says check it
It's a
out
really
as if
cool
people
movie.
haven't watched this
So
film.
cool. It's probably somebody
Damn.
who hasn't.
That's
I
wild.
mean,
This is one of those movies again. I know I've watched it. Not the extended edition, which I think many fans of Lord of the Rings would say you need to watch the extended edition versions of these films because it's one of those times where the director's cut is genuinely a different experience compared to the theatrical cut. Whether that be the context you get or just the way that it's chopped together being different, right? And superior as a result. But this is something I'm very aware
Right.
of because for whatever reason, I'm kind of tapped into the Lord of the Rings community while not being as invested in these stories as most other people are, whether that be the books, whether that be the movies. I've never fully watched any Lord of the Rings movie, but I've watched every single one of them. And
Yeah.
I'm very aware of the fact that there's some debate as to why people don't consider Two Towers to be like as revered compared to Return of the King, because Return of the King is like the penultimate conclusion of the trilogy, right? So you can understand why a lot of people look at Return of the King as being like this is the OG, this is the great one. Because it just ties up all the things you've seen up until this point. But Two Towers, a lot of people consider those to be good, pretty underrated, in fact, compared to something like Return of the King, which is like, if you ask the movie fan of Lord of the Rings, what's your favorite Lord of the Rings, they will probably say Return of the King. So I just thought that was interesting to
Yeah,
note,
yeah,
but
definitely.
I can't even speak to how accurate that is because, once again, not as big a fan of these films. Rings of Power is out though, ladies and gentlefolk. If you enjoy Rings of Power, please tell us down below how great that is.
Yeah, I hear there's a second season being cooked or a second season
It's
out
already out.
already. It's already out.
I
You guys
heard a
enjoy that.
song,
You
or
know?
rather a whisper of, I forget the quote, man. A whisper of a memory, I think is the quote. That's it. I think that's the quote, the whisper of a memory. If in one context, there's a guy who's like, he's like seeing an evil creature or something he believes to be an evil creature in a cave. And to explain to his chummies that he sees this thing, he explains to them that he heard a song or a whisper of it's stupid. It just doesn't make sense. He's like speaking in poetry that literally makes no sense.
Wow.
I heard a whisper of a memory, or rather a song. They have all kinds of weird quotes in Rings of Power. Like, rumors are like songbirds.
I feel like it's
They sound like a hefty feast from a distance, but are an empty meal up close.
I feel like it's that thing that these like fantasy movies do a lot. The ones with like lots of British accent speaking people, where it's like they have like lots of flowery speech, you know, where it's like, and 2 summers later, the fine
Yeah.
wine and the drinking of the. It's like all of this. Like you struggle to kind of make sense of what they're saying if you don't pay.
I mean,
close
sometimes
attention.
it makes sense, right? Like, it's just about how it's really tied together. Because especially if it is like how you're saying, like they're really trying to have this fancy smanchy kind of speaking, right? Sometimes it's like someone saying something is like, yes, it is a relief, such like spring rain on a hot day. You can be like, yeah, that makes sense. It sounds
Yeah.
unnecessarily
Okay, that makes
like
sense.
goofy, but yeah, it makes sense. But then you will have something like Rings of Power. Why does a rock sink but a boat floats? I don't know, brother. Why does a rock sink and a boat floats? You see, Galadriel, a rock sinks because it looks down, and the boat floats because it looks up. And you sit there and go, "What the f are you talking about? It doesn't. What do you mean it looks down? That's why it
What?
sinks. What are you? Are you stupid?"
Right.
So sometimes
Right.
the floweriness is just ridiculous. But I don't think Colonel has watched
Yeah.
this movie, so he probably wouldn't have any thoughts on it. I believe it's safe to move on to Mission Impossible. Your mission, should you accept it, is to take on.
Rogue Nation. This movie is so damn cool,
I hope
bro.
Fallout is
It's
higher
one
than
of
this movie because it should be.
it needs to be. It needs to be. It's another one of the. It's another example of like building on the predecessor. You get me? It's got that, you know. Rogue Nation is a good like starter to what the arc is, you know, the new arc. And I kind of like when movies take the villain from the villains of the first, like, or the movie before, and bring them into the second one, but they don't make it seem like rinse and repeat, you know? It works.
When you talk about the arc, are you
Yeah,
talking
it's kind
about
of like,
Ethan's arc, or which arc are you referring to?
I just I mean, as in the overall story, like the villain,
Mm-hmm.
like the bad guys facing them. You know, I forgot what they're called. Is it the
Oh,
apostles, the the sovereign or something like that? It had a very religious name, but I know the person that was like in charge of them was that old dude. Forget the actor who plays him. But he's defeated in the first movie in the Rogue Nation, and then he's being transported in a prison truck in Fallout. And I think the mission is to like kind of get him to. No, he escapes. First, he escapes, and then Ethan and them go on a mission, and then there's a fallout of that mission, and you know, the
they're
IMF
the
gets
syndicate,
disbanded,
right?
and they on a run. The Syndicate. Why did I think it was
That's why
religious? That
I
is
was like
not
quiet now
religious at
because I
all.
was running through my
Wow.
brain. I was like, nah, it can't be religious, bro. Like I feel like it was something else because the thing I don't like about some of these Mission Impossible movies is that like sometimes the villain groups or the villain themselves have like a weird goofy name, like the most recent one, Dead Reckoning, right? With
The
the entity.
entity.
And it's just like, Eish. It feels like that's the first name you came up with, right? Same thing with the syndicate. It's like, what are we, some kind of syndicate?
Yeah, exactly. You know? Oh man, Rogue Nation. The scene where like he has to go in the water to
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
change the
yeah.
chip
Wasn't
for
that a scene
Benji
where
to
he
like
broke the record for
scan.
actor who holds the breath the longest?
Yeah, and you could like the oxygen thing on his arm. I remember one of my friends telling me, bro, I just watched Rogue Nation. There's a scene where Tom Cruise like does to do a water
Mm-hmm.
scene stunt thing. He kind of like drowns and you feel like you're drowning with him, bro. It's
Yeah,
so intense. And then I watched the movie and I was like, yeah, this
yeah.
scene's got it, bro. This
I
scene's
think
got it.
someone did recently break his record though of holding your breath underwater, and I think she didn't even realize that she was holding her breath that long, which is pretty curious and interesting. But yeah, no.
He must be
I
livid.
wonder. Maybe he was like, "Oh, guys, can't even make another scene where I'm underwater. Let's come on, guys."
And it's like this time we dive into the Bermuda Triangle. Let's dive there. Like
The
let's
Mariana Trench.
yeah. This guy's actually trying to die.
I do my own stunts, guys. But yeah, Rogue Nation.
Man, the Mariana Trench is crazy.
Very. I do like it, especially because this is the point in time where I think you start to realize that as like an audience member that the quality of these movies are really starting to go up. Like they are really starting to like go wild.
Yeah, yeah. From like look, Mission Impossible's always been a really interesting and really cool franchise with what to do with the stunts, how Ethan just
Mm-hmm.
does the impossible. But you know, from Ghost Protocol, there's just been this uplift in terms of quality. You know that I personally feel like the latest Dead Reckoning did not really deliver in continuing that because Fallout was just
Yeah, and I
massive, bro.
think the other issue
You know.
with Dead Reckoning, I guess, is I feel as though it's difficult to invest yourself in the story because it's like the AI can literally plot everything. So anytime a character does something, the AI
Yeah.
knew. Like the entity was like, "This was actually part of my plan all along." Mm-hmm.
It's like
Exactly. And
Eisen,
it's
is
just
that
like, man,
you?
this isn't even just a Mission Impossible anymore. What is this? What about is this like an episode of Black Mirror?
That's a good one. Yeah. Um, I did like the addition of Haley Atwell into the
Mm.
cast. Like to see what she does in the sequel. I just find it weird as well that like in every Mission Impossible movie, if there's a female, Ethan Hunt is getting some.
Do you think that
Um,
that's like a knock-on effect
so
of like
yeah,
the whole Bond inspiration?
probably. And I think it's also an in canon thing of just Ethan being
Mm-hmm.
him.
No, I just asked because every
Yeah,
Bond
where it's
mission
like
has a girl.
yes. I think the only Bond movie that I know of where there's a girl and they don't get romantically involved is in No Time to Die, because he already is with
Mm.
someone, you know, the love of his life in the beginning of the movie. So, yeah.
Well, high praises for Rogue Nation, I would say. I think this is a very good movie. I really don't know if you can really say more. I would just recommend, look, bro, if you're going to watch Mission Impossible, watch it so that you could get to this movie so that you can then watch Fallout.
Yeah. Ooh, Fallout, bro. And Henry
Oh,
Cavill.
man.
Ooh, bro, just watch.
Such a
Like,
waste, bro. You should
man,
have been in Dead Reckoning as well.
I really wanted this character to
He
go
probably
on.
should have been the
Yeah.
main villain of Dead Reckoning. Right? Oh, you thought I was dead, Lamau? No.
Oh yeah, man. Then Henry could use that. Yeah, he could use that right now.
But
You
yeah,
know. Because I think his Warhammer TV show is not really doing so
oh
hot.
man,
I
I'm
think
such a
he's
fake
having trouble
Warhammer
with
fan,
that.
bro. I really wish he had that Warhammer. I would have watched that, bro. That would have been my entryway because I've only
Yeah.
ever played the Space Marine games and the I don't know what you want to call them, but it's basically like I'm forgetting the name. Wow, World of Warcraft. It's basically like World of Warcraft. But it's the Space Marine
I think I know
version
what you're
of
talking
that,
about.
right? And that's the only Space Marine content I've ever actually consumed outside of the YouTube video lore videos.
Mhm.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm such a fake fan, right? Because what I know is from like watching lore videos.
I've the only thing of Warhammer I know is like whispers, and seeing the game covers as a kid at the shops and stuff, you know. But I would love to know a lot more about
I
Warhammer
mean,
and what it's about.
I don't know how far you got into Rebel
And
Moon, but Warhammer is the better Rebel Moon. Which I mean, it's not a hard bar to pass, honestly, but like it's like edgy, but it's like this is an edgy I can accept. It's like it's almost like a whatever. This is so garbage, but it's so cool. That's basically the edginess of Warhammer. It's the junk food of
Okay,
edginess, right? You
okay.
just can't stop yourself from getting more.
It's like, oh, I'm a space marine.
And the way that they talk is for honor, for the empire, my brothers. I have like this whole speech of what
Okay,
is
yeah,
your
no, but
fear?
yeah,
My fear
yeah.
is failure. What is your duty? My duty is war. What is your craft? Death is my craft. They so edgy. They're
Are you
so edgy.
serious? My God, bro. Yeah, but yeah. Hopefully Henry Cavill's Warhammer TV
I
show
really
gets
hope
off the
so,
ground
bro.
soon.
Because like that's the thing. Like if what I've heard about it is true, right? Like that edginess can't shine through in that kind of environment, right? Like edginess is sort of something that's counterculture in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, moving on to the movie that we're both probably not going to want to talk about for fear of making the internet angry. The Incredibles 2, 2018.
Look,
I'm saving myself, no comment. This movie, I have nothing to say about it actually.
But I
I'll
won't.
just follow suit.
This
follow
movie is
suit.
trash. Trash with a capital T.
Damn.
I won't. Watch me move.
Bro, just jump scared us with a nah.
And no,
Okay,
you.
bro.
I mean,
If we're going to talk about it, look, I think this movie was very half-baked. They could have done so much more for Helen's character, but they didn't.
yeah, the main thing that I don't like about this movie is the fact that, one, remember in the Incredibles?
You don't think Evelyn Dever is cool? Come on, bro. Like, Evelyn Dever. That's such a...
Screw you.
I don't know.
Anyway, the one of the things I don't like about this movie is that at the end of Transform, oh, wow, hold on, the wrong movie, The Incredibles 1.
Yeah. I send this message out to all Autobots across the planet.
At the end of The Incredibles 1,
Whoa, Jay, whoa, Colonel, hold on. When the Autobots come into this?
hey, I mean, I am the Underminer. I mean, you saw that drill. Does that remind you of a certain other Transformer? Question mark? Exactly. So, you know, you could
Devastator.
understand my confusion. They're basically the same thing. Anyway, so
Except Devastator has a gigantic mouth that just creates a vacuum. Horrible boss in the game, by the way. So
The
I
Incredibles,
struggled.
if The Incredibles 2 came out in 2018, I mean in 2007,
um,
then we could have that ending speech.
Yeah.
like I was saying, the main thing I don't like about the Incredibles 1 is
That's
like
it.
it took the build up from Incredibles 1 and just like just dropped it. Like I don't know how to describe it.
I remember also feeling that way, right? Like especially when you're looking at it from that nostalgic perspective as a kid, like when he bursts out of the ground and he's like, "I am the Underminer. For years, you surface dwellers have," and he's going on his speech, and you just see everyone starts to mask up. Bob is looking at his wife, and she's got it on, and Jack's got it on, and then we look at the kids, and they're putting on their mask, and we just get the music starts to ramp up, dun dun dun, and we're like, "Oh no, no!" And then it just ends, and you're like,
Oh
"Damn."
man.
Why did you do that? And then we come to this movie and literally everything is different from the jump. All that hype, like you as an audience member, especially if you watch this movie as a kid, going into this in the cinema and seeing the beginning of the movie, you immediately go, oh.
What's happening?
Yeah,
You know? Because like I the meeting for the script they should have sat down and they should have been like, okay, they should have played the movie, the first movie, then they stop by the ending and be like, you see this hype? We need to match this hype. We need to meet the climax, guys.
Yeah.
To go from here and then go, yeah, just tell the story. Yeah.
yeah.
But nah, we got what we got. We got Evil Endeavor.
Nah. We rehashed the first
Poorly.
movie.
One thing I
So
can say
poorly.
about this movie is that, like, on a surface level, you might say, yeah, this movie is kind of fun, but I just didn't enjoy, like, the Jack scenes. Like, the first movie, I like all the chaos that Jack is. But in this movie, I'm just like, oh, man, this is just a gimmick. Like, I know what you're trying to do. It's not working. It almost is, and I'm ashamed that it almost is, but it's not. But always fighting like a raccoon and stuff. It's like, what the
I
F
was
is
about
happening?
to say, what? So you didn't enjoy the fight between him and the raccoon? Like, yo, bro, that was like,
Bro, Rigby took his time out of the park to come and beat up a child. It actually does.
Sounds
I
like
can
Rigby.
see that as an episode of regular show. Like the super baby that Rigby's trying to fight and he's like calling Mordecai like, bro, help, please.
The Mordecai's like, bro, why you always
And then
opening
he
into your
sees the
shit,
kid
bro?
and he's like, oh wait, hold on a second. This is actually intense. Did they go and learn more techniques from Death Kwon so they can beat up this kid?
Whoa, dude. We gotta talk to Skips.
Oh, then Skips has to explain the law.
I've seen this
And
before.
then they like go to Muscle Man. I know a guy, and he has to explain to them about this guy that can exterminate superpowered babies.
You know who else can exterminate superpowered babies?
Yeah, like this show is weird. But yeah, Incredibles 2 very weird. I don't know why they decided to pick up the movie the way they did. I don't even know why they decided to make the plot the way that it did. Does anyone else feel like you were being preached at by the movie's villain, the screen slaver? Oh, you guys are too attached to your screens. You're a slave to your screens. It's like, shut the hell up. I'm watching this on a screen, fam.
where else would you want me to watch it? On a TV?
Every time I watch The Incredibles 2, I can never like finish.
Yeah, no,
the
it's
watch.
again. I think
just
this
can't,
movie just
bro.
it isn't fun, man.
Yeah, I don't know. The Incredibles 3 is happening. They're developing it.
Oh no.
Look, I don't know what's gonna be like. I guess if there's something I could maybe one of my desires, I would like to see an older Dash and Violet. You know, just to see how they can develop in terms of their powers. That would be cool. But in terms of plot, I don't even know what I want to see.
Incredibles 2 kind of just
So,
sidetracked the both
yeah.
of them. Like Jack
Yeah,
has more
you
screen
know?
time than both Violet and Dash.
When in the first movie, like one of the cruxes
And they
was like
involve
just
it's a
them
family movie, the
healing
first
up,
one.
you
Right?
know?
Like, yes, Bobby is the main character of the film, but like it's about
Yeah.
tying all of
It's the Fantastic Four,
I mean,
bro.
there's not just four, there is still a baby involved, but yeah, technically.
He's basically Finnegan Richards. Doesn't
But yeah,
count.
like the first movie was about them sort of fixing some of their family troubles, but also like reuniting. That's why the ending of the movie feels so like a brilliant cap to the first movie, right? All of them superheroing together. It feels like we've finished all the issues that we've got, and now we are a unit. You know, that's why I always really love that scene of Dash at the end, right? When he's doing the race. Right, and they're cheering him on, being like, no, that's too much, that's too little. You need to do that. Just try and get second place, and he's like, I bet.
Yeah. And man, when he started running on the
Oh
water, like the
man,
fun
the
in his
way that
face,
he
bro.
Man,
laughs
that's
after
Oh
he's like,
man,
he's so scared, and then he just laughs to himself once he realizes he's running on the. That's such a scene, bro. That's such a.
bro. Like I don't know, man. Like Dash is just like
He's so
he's
psychotic
so
as well,
cool.
but
Like as a
like, yeah, he's
character.
such a vibe.
Yeah, like, I don't know if it's too like disjointed or brave to say. He has some qualities of what I think people would love Bakugo to
Oh
have as a
yeah,
character.
like that,
You
that
know?
that that I think is true. That I think is true because like Dash is like kind of a psycho, but like it's the kind of psycho that you can get behind.
You know, where it's like, gotcha, and I don't know, man, you know?
Because like, yeah, nah,
But yeah, it was so cool. He ran on water. His mom was like, oh, you ran on water. Like, I'm so proud of you. I didn't know you could do that. He's like, yeah, I
that's
did
me.
that. Oh, bro. I really did that. Yeah. And I just like to see how fast Dash can really go. Like, he ran so fast the camera couldn't catch him. Like, how fast can this kid go? Even his dad,
Oh
like, how
yeah, when
fast did you
he
go?
made Bob, it's like, wait, how, they couldn't pick him up on the camera. Like he's cutting the meter. It's like, how fast did he? Like that was a nice scene. I like that scene.
Yeah.
Because then you
Oh,
like,
how fast did you go? Oh, how fast did I go? It's like, don't
yeah, because that's
encourage
like a
him.
moment where it's like, nah, if the bros hear it versus if the girls hear it, you know, like
Bro, I'd be like to my son, like, bro, how fast did you go? Like, yo, did you get the
exactly.
sound barrier?
Says the guy who broke the sound barrier in his sneakers.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Kid Flash
Wally
doesn't believe in
West.
magic. This what come on, fam. Like for real. But anyway, moving on.
Exactly.
I think our edgelord himself should give us the intro to the next movie. Colonel, please introduce us to the next film.
Wait, you made me. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, you're the edgelord here, bro. Like the tier list of edgelord between the friend group is you, maybe Matt. You two are contending. Then Calvin, and then me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, fine. Apparently, I'm the king now. Anyway, so bow down. So the next movie.
You're the colonel. But calm down.
So the next movie. If you love gore, you're gonna love this. If you love memories, you're gonna maybe hate this.
Thor: Love and Thunder. I like Gore. He's cool, bro.
Bro.
Okay, I'll give you that one, Mono. Anyway, so Logan. Wait, what happened in Logan? I actually can't remember what happened in Logan, except for the fact that some
He's
people
a limo
died.
driver. He's a limo driver.
Wow.
Nah, I feel like a
Wow.
fake
He's a limo
fan.
driver.
Damn.
All the mutants are dead. Damn, that's crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Logan 2017. The last time Hugh Jackman played Wolverine.
The very last
Yep.
time. He doesn't do it again.
And you know, it's a pretty good movie, right? Pretty interesting cap off, especially because of like the tone versus what we've seen before in this X-Men universe. This movie was like a very big eye opener, I think, for a lot of us. Like especially like that bittersweet kind of ending with the movie, you know, when he's dead and X-23 is turning the cross into an X on his grave. Then it's like, yeah, you know, it kind of gave me that impression when I was watching it, that it was almost like, you know, life goes on. You know, like this was a very big moment, but life goes on, man. And it's bittersweet,
Yeah.
right?
And it's just also that
It's
thing
like
of
it's
like
not a good
how
thing, but it's not a bad thing either.
I would just like to use this to take a moment to just dunk on Scott Summers because that's just what we're about here. It also serves to remind you guys how Wolverine is and always will be the X-Man. He is the X-Man. People used to call him X-Man when they did not know
John
what the other
X-Man.
mutants were called because he's just the guy, you know. So put some respect on Wolverine's name. Stop complaining that he's everywhere. He will always be everywhere. So
Okay,
yeah.
fair, I guess. As long as it's in the name of saying that Scott Summers.
I like Scott Summers. He is a good leader. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. He wasn't even brought back in Deadpool 3.
Facts. But yeah, no, I think that this is one of those movies that like it uses the grit more than it uses the edginess, right? Like it's not trying to be corny. Like it balances all those things really well. And once again, there's a lot that you could probably relate to on just a more human level with Logan than you probably think about when you're watching a traditional X-Men movie, right? Or X-Men movie rather. because you watch something like Last Stand, for example. It's like, yeah, no, there's a lot of things that you can dissect there, but it's nowhere near as much the focus point as it is in Logan, right? Like even the whole idea of like your mortality, your place in the world, you know, um, is there ever a chance or room for second chances? All kinds of stuff like that. Those are all elements of this film, and it's really one of those things that it does deserve a lot of the limelight that it is put in. And yeah, Hugh Jackman just like showcasing that he is the only Wolverine. There's only gonna ever be one Wolverine.
Yeah. So that is Logan.
Hi, I'm
Any other
Cork.
thoughts?
I'm the pile of rocks waving at you over here. I'm Cork. This is my friend Meek. He's made of. He's got his hands like knives. Not. What does he say? What is the quote?
Something
Yeah.
about rock, paper, scissors.
Don't be afraid unless you're made of scissors.
Yeah.
So what are you doing here? Well, I tried to start a revolution, but the only people who joined was my mom and her ex, who I hate. Starved the show.
Upstanding guy.
Thor Ragnarok, ladies and gentlemen, very good sequel. Because all the previous movies sucked. Anyways.
That's one way to put it, man. That is really a way to put it. Wow.
I mean,
That is a way to
let's
put
be
it.
honest. It's easy to be a good sequel if the previous two movies were bad or mid. Because Thor 1 was mid. It wasn't like bad. It was just mid.
Fair. Yep. To be honest, I think this is a great movie. I just don't think it's a good Thor movie. That's just it.
I will die on that. Like, I think it, even like in it being a good Thor movie, right? Like you can argue to me that yeah, they do this for Thor, they do this for Loki. There's a lot of setups and stuff like that. But hey, man, look, I don't know if this is a good Thor movie, but I do know it's a good movie.
It's a good movie, man. Like yeah. I was watching the scene of him trying to convince Falcon to join the team, and I was like, nah, this
Yeah,
movie
no,
was
definitely
fun,
it was fun. Like for me, one of those moments is just with the Loki being, yeah, that's how it feels. It's like, yeah, okay, he is that petty. He is that petty.
And I like movies where I can see the director kind of had fun with, the characters and just the story, the aesthetic. And I can see Taika did have a good time.
Unfortunately, he decided to have even
just don't know
too
what
more of a good time, too much of a good time with the next
Yeah, see,
movie.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing I'd actually love and hate
Yeah, I
about
don't
this
know.
movie. The fact that it's a good time, you can see that the director had such a good time. But because you saw that he had such a good time, the director was like, you know what, let me have a good time again in the next one. And we all saw how Love and Thunder turned out. I'm sorry, that movie was not good. Especially when
It's like
so what up?
it's like your boys. No, I was gonna say it's like you're watching your boy do good on the field or something, playing soccer, and then he does
have
something.
done
You're like,
that.
It's almost like
hey,
that moment where he does
Yeah,
good,
man.
right? And then like he scores a goal, right? And then he takes off his shirt to celebrate, and he just like starts like doing some crazy stuff, and it's like, dog, like, hey, hey, my man,
Yeah, it's like,
Calm down,
hey,
man.
bro, you got to countable,
you're
bro.
doing too much.
Yeah.
You're doing too much.
Uh,
But yeah, no, this is it's a great movie, especially because of like I think that's what makes Infinity War all the more great as a movie, right? It's this movie's existence, because going from this movie to Infinity War is just like, hey, yo,
it's a huge like
give me a break, bro. Take me out to lunch first. What are you doing? This is moving too fast.
yeah, that huge shock though that not the I don't want to say this good, but
That intro, bro, that just the comms of this is a peaceful vessel, stand down.
Bro, that just like, yeah.
That's just like, man. And then you hear we are the children of Thanos. Take solace in the fact that you have contributed. It's like, shut your ass up, bro. What you doing?
Hear me and
Yeah.
rejoice.
Man, what an interesting movie that one is. But yeah, Thor Ragnarok, I think, is 100% responsible for that impressions that you get when you enter Infinity War. And I mean, even just how they handle Thor's character in Infinity War. That scene with him and Rocket Raccoon of, he's never faced me before. He
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Well, he's never faced me twice. It's just like, that solidified Thor immediately. He skyrocketed as a character in that one scene alone. He skyrockets as a character that you just go, this has to be the best character in the MCU. Guys, look at this dude.
the way his humor went from like really bright and
Cope to
colorful
the pure
to
cope.
kind of cope. Yeah, it's like this guy is coping, bro.
It's just such a. It's definitely a
And Rocket, Team Bice of Rocket, just like, what? This place creates the most deadliest weapons in the galaxy? I would very much
yeah, like
like to
all
go
the
there.
interactions, bro. It's just, man, this movie it allowed for all of that, right? That's the thing that I really appreciate about Ragnarok.
Yeah, it's like, I also like the relationship him and Rocket developed, you know? Was cool. Was cool. I just wish I saw like more interactions also between Tony and Nebula because they also kind of hung
Yeah,
out
we
quite a
didn't get
lot,
to see
you know?
much of that, unfortunately.
Yeah. So after she came to Earth, it's like yeah, they weren't really doing much, you know. I don't know. Maybe somewhere down the line in the MCU movie, we're gonna see Morgan say, "Hey, how's Aunt Nebula?" And it's like,
Nah, for some
okay,
reason,
Maybe.
you all just remind me of that meme of when you go to summer camp, you are friends with them people, but like as soon as you leave summer camp, y'all don't know each other, and that's what's happened with those.
That's Tony.
the same summer camp kid, like we don't know each
Okay,
other.
okay, so,
Anyway, onto the pits of despair. Star Wars: The Force
okay, wait, before you go on,
Awakens.
sorry, I want to ask you guys: do you think this
My God,
this number or yeah number 29 is or Thor Ragnarok deserves this spot? Number 29 should it be higher, should it be lower, or do you think?
I think it's a bit complicated, right? I think it definitely deserves a very high spot on the list purely because it is one of the things that really let people recognize that Thor is a character that is interesting and that movies can be made about. Because up until this point, I promise you, most people were like, Thor doesn't deserve to be big three. He's not big three.
yeah,
Like
like his
this is
movies
the
were
Winter
so
Soldier of Thor
after the
movies, right? This
Dark
is the Winter
World,
Soldier
bro.
of Thor movies. People watched First Avenger, Captain America, First Avenger. They're like, he's alright, he's fine. We saw him in Avengers, and we were like, yeah, okay, there's something there. And then we saw Winter Soldier, and we were like, alright, hold on a second, this guy, I want to watch this guy's story. I think this is what happened with Thor
Nah,
Ragnarok.
no cap. Even the cover, like the poster, bro. It's so like, what is
Yeah.
this about? And like posters later copied this same format for years.
But yeah, I think I don't know is what I'm trying to essentially answer here. If it should be higher, but I definitely think it deserves a high slot.
Okay, and now on to number 28.
Yeah.
I don't even want to begin to talk about The
And
Force
now,
Awakens. This is a movie that marks the beginning of the end, and it's the beginning.
yo,
This movie is the thing that I think spiraled a lot of movies in Hollywood into this idea of, oh, guys, the only thing we need to do whenever we reboot something, make a sequel to something, make a film adaptation of something, is just be bombastic and make these empty references. This is the movie that taught people that lesson.
critics' consensus, packed with action and populated by both
Didn't I
familiar
just
faces and fresh
write?
blood. The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens successfully recalls the series' former glory
Didn't
while
I
injecting
just
it
say
with
that
renewed
is
energy.
exactly what it did? And then the consensus is like, oh man, we really like the fact that it made me feel the nostalgia. Oh, I love it so much. This movie taught Hollywood that now you don't need to make anything of substance. Just make the audience go, ooh, ah, and that's enough.
And so we got
I
The
mean, The
Last
Last
Jedi.
Jedi was trying to be opposite to that, actually. The Last Jedi was like, nah, F this nonsense, your film sucks. And then they were like, I'll make an even worse film.
Isn't it because isn't it
Yeah.
a different director
Yeah,
from
Ryan
Force
Johnson.
Awakens?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Rian Johnson, no?
That's
Ryan
that's
Johnson.
why I think many people hate The Last Jedi compared to like looking at this trash that is The Force Awakens, is because The Last Jedi is a film that's like, oh, I see what you've done. You've tried to rekindle people's joy and love for Star Wars. I'll do the opposite. That's why people hate The Last Jedi. Because it feels like you knew what we wanted and you decided to do the opposite. The Empire Strikes Back, though. Ooh, this is a movie I really like. Not very popular, I know. I think most people, maybe not. I think maybe it's not actually. Never mind.
This is the critics' consensus. dark, sinister, but ultimately even more involving than A New Hope. The Empire Strikes Back defies viewer expectations and takes the series to heightened
Now,
emotional
ignoring some of
levels.
the word salad, do you notice how a lot of the Star Wars ones have a lot more that they're trying to say compared to The Last Jedi, which The Last Jedi was like giving us a plot synopsis? This one is like actually talking about, oh, this is what the movie is trying to do. Just interesting. It's almost as if they
Yeah,
have nothing to
yeah.
actually say about The Last
Because I
Jedi.
know, because I know, like when Empire Strikes Back, people use it a lot as like a way to say, "Hey, man, it's that sequel that
Yeah,
just
like
like
a
bumps
lot of the
everything
times
up,
people do view this
to
as this is
11."
how you make a sequel. And I mean, it's partially
Yeah, it's
because
like
I think it set a standard. This is the one of those movies that shocked a lot of people because they didn't expect that the heroes would lose.
even the poster says the Star Wars saga continues. So it has that little thing of like, hey man, things are about to get darker. A lot of people have this habit of being like, oh, this is our Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, definitely. Like I'm saying, like it's like this was one of those movies that did that and did it remarkably well. This thing of making a sequel and then like giving us something we are very familiar with, but also making it that we don't really feel like, oh, I've got the same thing, but again. That's because that's I think we can all agree that's one of the sequel mistakes. That it's like, oh, we'll just make the same movie a second time. Point to The Incredibles 2. Oh, they do have two towers. It's actually higher than Return of the King. Alright, never mind, never mind.
Because I can see actually the sequels are they're starting to get buzzing now, bro. Now I can.
Sort of. I think there's so some that's like, I don't know what, like, I wouldn't have any comment on Toy Story 4.
Yeah, man, you.
Toy Story 4's here. Wait.
Yeah, it's way down on the list, number 9.
And it's
Oh,
what?
wow.
What?
You mean they put Toy Story 4, Toy Story 4 here at number 9, but they put
Toy
Silver
Story
Bullet number
4?
40 something. Yo, hold on. What is with this list? This
Toy
list is
Story
wrong.
I mean, like, I
4?
don't even like the fact that Endgame is number 22. So, like, it's like,
Endgame is just hype, bro. It's just hype.
that's not a film, bro. Mission Impossible Fallout. There we go. There we go. Number 10. I didn't even see that. That's The Bride of Excuse me?
The Bride of Frankenstein.
What is going on with this list? Toy Story. Goldfinger. Okay, Goldfinger is my favorite. Never mind. This
Oh,
list is actually 100% accurate and correct.
hello.
I love gold.
And can somebody go to number 1 and just make that make sense to me?
Nah, don't even. Nah. I just came from there. I don't want to talk about it, bro.
Where's Infinity War? Did we cover Infinity War?
No, I
It's.
don't think so.
I
Wait,
think
we
it's
did?
somewhere. It's somewhere down there. Somewhere up there. Let me see.
But I
If
Yeah,
it
can't
is,
believe.
number 72.
I
yo,
cannot
hold on.
believe.
How
I
is that
cannot
lower?
believe.
How is that higher than Infinity? I mean, Endgame.
I
No,
cannot
it's not.
fathom how Ant-Man and the Wasp is higher
Nah,
on this list than
nah,
Infinity
bro.
War.
Nah, bro. I can't either. It doesn't make any sense.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is lower on this list than
Then
Ant-Man
Ant-Man and the
and the
Wasp.
Wasp.
I think people like glaze Ant-Man and the Wasp unnecessarily. A lot of people like to praise it, and I don't know why. They just say, "Oh, it's so good, man." Yeah, it's one of
Fast
my
and the
favorite
Furious
movies.
7 is lower on this list than Ant-Man and the Wasp.
That's not possible. That's not possible.
I mean, apparently it is since it's happening.
My record Ralph breaks
Ralph
the
breaks the
internet
internet.
is higher on this list than Infinity War?
It's
Uh,
better to
I'm
see
sorry,
Ralph
did
break
we
the
did we
internet.
skip the wrong part of this list?
It's starting to drive you crazy, huh?
Bro, bro, let me go and see what else is high, like on the high numbers here on this list. Because I'm
wait, Shrek 2 is number 56, but Toy Story 4,
Nah,
no, no, this ain't
really?
right. This ain't right.
This doesn't make
No.
any sense, bro.
My
Oh.
soul escapes me.
Bro, how is Creed top
Hold
20,
on, hold
bro?
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Gents, no one brought up the fact that Kung Fu Panda 2 is 91.
Wait, I
Excuse
actually think
me.
I did bring that up, like, but not in this video. It's just like the
Yeah,
previous
yeah, it
one.
was in a faint, yeah. We thought we were like, it doesn't make any sense, bro. Kung Fu
Oh,
Panda 2, one of the sequel of sequels.
I'm kind of offended by this list now.
I don't.
Like
This,
Deadpool 2
this,
being this low. Like Deadpool 2 is a good movie. Like it's definitely not Deadpool 1, but still, bro.
nah, Deadpool 2 is, yeah, Deadpool 2 is something.
Okay,
Like
maybe it's just me.
what the F is Hellboy Golden Army doing like this low?
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's number 70.
What?
Man, I loved the movie as a kid. Even though my parents didn't want me to watch it. I mean, with good reason, they didn't want me to watch it, but yo, I love this film.
Bro, Jay got
I
me
mean,
into the Golden Army, bro.
Bro. John Wick is 55 and John Wick 2 and then John Wick 3 is 54. I don't know why these two movies are this high.
and why they come
This,
right
this,
out in each other.
this
These two
gotta be a
movies are hype.
sequel. This gotta be a sequel list made by, I don't know, like
Nah, it's
Filmbird.
based off of the rankings, like I said earlier. Like it's not necessarily like the Rotten Tomatoes themselves thinks that this is the official list, but it's more so just like according to our audience and critic scores, this is how they are ranked.
Uh,
But the fact that like some of these things and then people like talk about like review bombing. This has to be review bombing, right? Like you can't tell me Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, why the hell is it that low? Or that high technically?
People have this weird conception that Guardians Volume 2 is not good.
Like Cloverfield, like that's not better than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Like take 10
Let
Cloverfield
me
Lane and bring that somewhere else.
let
Like
me tell you something,
Hunger
guys.
Games Catching Fire is not better than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
You guys comment down below what's your ranking of the Guardians franchise, but definitely Volume 2 is like it's one of the best in that trilogy. Like it's really good. Like.
I think my rating of it would be 1, 2, 3. If it's Guardians of the Galaxy, like which ones is the best of those three? It's
Yeah.
Guardians 1, Guardians 2, Guardians 3 in that order. But
Yeah.
the thing is, Guardians 3, it's because the story I think is weak. But like Rocket's development and stuff obviously is like
Carries.
yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay,
really is the ranking
maybe
right
it's
there.
just
One.
me.
Why the hell is Finding Dory 24? Nah, I don't like this list, bro. I'm going home.
Yo.
Yes, like Endgame is this high.
Bro.
Hmm.
What the F is Super Cop? Hold, what? Isn't this like a Jackie Chan movie? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it
I don't
is.
even remember this movie. I watched this, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I feel like I watched it too. I just don't know much. I don't remember what happened. Hold on, let me just try to.
The poster reminds me of Romeo Must Die.
That's a Jet
Isn't
Li
Romeo
movie.
Must Die? Isn't he doing like he's not doing a kick in the poster of Romeo Must Die, right? He's doing like a Wing Chun Wushu kind of
I
stance.
don't know. That movie, man, that movie was something.
That movie definitely exists.
That movie was something. Romeo Must Die, that was something, bro. What was the plot again?
Wasn't it that like he was dating some ladies and there was something. Things happened in that
Yeah.
movie. There was definitely
Yeah.
a camera director and actors on set.
There was definitely a guy named Romeo.
It was one of the films of all time.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, okay, I guess let's just call it there for now. I'm literally dying on the inside.
Yeah.
Paddington 2.
He's number one. You know,
Yo, I still don't understand the parenting glaze though, because I don't remember much of that movie. I know I watched it. I know I remember that guy went to jail and cooked some food with the prisoners, and they were having a joel of a time. Maybe that was Parenting One. But anyway, that's all I remember about the movie.
But
And
like let me answer your question with another question. What about orange marmalade?
I don't understand the reference.
Damn.
The
You literally talking about Paddington Bear, bro. Like I
Bro,
don't.
come on.
That,
He's all about.
He's all about his marmalade.
He's all about the orange marmalade.
My man is obsessed.
Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane is a song called Lemonade. Paddington is a song called Marmalade. That's it. You know.
Think about it.
But well, what you call it? What's the? I know there was. I think it's the unbearable weight of immeasurable talent or something that Nick Cage stars in.
Oh yeah.
And in that movie, he was glazing Paddington 2 with Pedro Pascal. They were like, "Nah, this is the best movie of all time." And I'm
For
like, "Yo,
sure.
what?"
Is that the movie where Pedro Pascal gives like I think it's Nick Cage or someone this weird look when he's smiling driving a car?
Yeah, yeah, it is Nick Cage. He's keeping that weird look too, like goofy smile.
Yeah. Gotta
I
love
don't
Pedro
remember.
Pascal. Pedro Pascal.
Why are you doing that?
Yo, don't be making fun of my good friend Pedro like that.
No,
Come
because
on.
it's just making me think my name is Remy Lebel. Like it's like what you doing? What you doing? Why you
No,
saying that like that?
that's how you say his name, Pedro Pascal. As a matter of fact, like his full name ain't even. It's different.
Oh,
Are
okay.
you telling me he's not my friend Pedro? No, no.
I think
You
one of his name is
lies.
João. I don't know. I forget. But yeah, he's Mr. Fantastic now.
Oh, so
And
his name is Reed Richards. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Padreed a rich skull.